You quarterbacks, you get all the good-looking women. What a beautiful woman. Wow, AJ's doing some things right down. So if you're a youngster in Alabama, start getting the football out and throw it around the backyard with pop.
Hey, who give up yards? We do. Who missed tackles? We do. Who let tight ends run free? That's us. Third and long? Get a first down. Every time. Who can't stop a screen?
30% from the three. You know what they got? They some dogs. You know why? Because right now we got Memphis shooting 35% from the field, 17% from the three. See, when you're struggling,
that was a violation too. I'm gonna hand out a ticket on that.
When you have defenders anchored by Draymond Green, one of the best to ever do.
Go Bulldogs!
Yale Bulldogs.
Yeah,
Wow.
not so fast, midget. Not so fast.
Midget.
Yeah, little guy. Hey, not so fast. I go with Harvard. What's the matter?
Oh. What do you think? You ready?
Oh yeah, last time. Let me just. I'm like, bro, Cowboys supposed to be playing tonight. What the fuck is going on? I got my hat on, I got my jersey on, I got my forces on, I got my swag on, I done prayed to my Jesus, everything, want it?
Okay, but listen, I still beat both of y'all. I know that.
I mean, but damn, nobody won. Jada was trying to win the fade. You talking about you could? So all these people that filled out bracket, you just try to beat me and Joe, huh?
That's all that matters. That's the only thing that matters. Hey, matter of fact, hold on.
What this man got now? He done got him a crowd or something, Joe. Nah,
and still,
hey man, you gotta chill, bro. Look at this.
What we talking about? And still, huh? Hey, I'm not worried about. Listen, I'm not worried about nobody else bracket. Hey, Joe. I'm not worried about nobody else bracket except y'all. I beat y'all too. That's all that matters.
Yeah, me too, Jack. Me too, buddy. Me too.
I just don't condone the bashing of Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys and have.
He has to overcome another obstacle. So I'm going to support him. I'm going to lift him up. And I'm going to be there for him. Because I see the way he fights. I see the way that he works. And I know who he is as a person. And that's all I have to say to address.
We just won. What was the score? 31-14. Stephen A. Watch him out.
And I had to go back and replay this because what the f is she crying for, boy? Bitch must have bet her soul on this game. Then watch this next white lady come up. Boy, she act like somebody killed a pet.
Because I be saying so much about it, especially like on our team. And people love to blame the player so much. They be like, oh, he's just not what he thought he could be. And in my head, I want to tweet out so bad is, when are we going to stop saying it's players instead of saying, or it's coaching or scheme? Like, why don't the scheme ever suck? Why don't the coaching ever suck? Like, people don't realize that, bro. There be a lot of like, you know, BS that be going into this league. Like, that people don't realize, like, you think I want to be doing the BS? They telling me I got to do it. Like,
this is what Travis Kelce did. This is what he did. That's Young Jock.
He did Soulja Boy.
This is Soulja Boy. This is Crank That. This is how you crank that, okay? This is Crank That. This is Young Jock. This is Young Jock, Rena. This is Young Jock.
Travis Kelce did Crank That.
This is Crank That. It's not the same thing. Are you stupid?
Taylor Swift still put him on the map, though.
He's an 8-time Pro Bowler, Rena.
This can't be stopping right now. Every freaking Lock of Washington. Stupid Redskins. I can't take this life anymore.
Yay! Yeah, boy. Yeah.
No, Doc, that's the wrong one, Doc.
That's the right one. I say we hit somebody.
Ooh. You want some drill,
what that one gonna say? Ooh, my baby.
Are you in this game? Let him handle it. Let him handle it, damn it. Let him handle it. Let him handle it. Oh, you shut the fuck up and let him handle it. Don't tell me nothing. You understand? Get shit off the fucking sideline. Push it on my. You don't push it on my damn.
All right, tell the camera what you think about life. Like, how do you see life?
Sucks, but I'm playing football right now, so.
Some of your athletes, stoners of all time, the best athlete stoners of all time. Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin.
Look, you got a cowboy jersey.
No, you lying. You throw that away. Good job.
Oh my. Oh.
What the?
Just enough time to get down your fiddle, get down your bow. They hardly beat Saban. Apparently can't beat DeVoe. We're back after this.
Okay, roll tide. Roll tide. How about? Whoa, there you go.
Needed some time to get going, and here comes the. Oh! We almost lost one.
You got another game. You got another game, man.
Patrick Mahomes or Jalen Hurts for $15. Brother Chris, it's all about Jalen Hurts because he got a black queen forever, snow bunny never. I like Patrick Mahomes, but he's bunny hopping. I'm going with number one. I'm going with Jalen Hurts. Fly, RBG, Eagles fly. I said fly, RBG, Eagles fly.
They're ever going to be there, but, you know, I know for sure I'm not going to win a Super Bowl there, so... Yeah.
We're here. We're here. DeMarcus Lawrence, welcome to the Seahawks. Thanks for joining us.
Say the Dallas Cowboys going to the Super Bowl.
Are you smoking dope? You got to be.
I'm not laughing about it. You think this is funny? I take this serious. I'm not real serious. I put my heart and soul into this every single week.
All I'm saying is the camera shows.
I'm just telling you right now what I do every single week. Every single week, I put my freaking heart and soul into this. I study my off. I don't go out there and laugh. It's not funny. It's not fun. Nothing's funny to me. I don't want to go out there and get embarrassed on Monday Night Football in front of everybody.
That's why I'm asking you. What?
I'm telling you right now. So we're talking. Deuce and I are talking.
What was the context?
I'm done. Sorry. I'm not dealing with it.
Oh, shit. It's a good sound clip for the season.
I look at the computer say, Floyd said, fuck T.I., fuck Nelly, fuck 50. I'm like, what do you say fuck me for?
I got kickers. I got a big, thick boy kicker. I think it's 61 yards. Let's see if you get it, boy. Yep, 61. Going for you. SEC. Let's go. Make it good. It's good. The kick is good. You're kicking. Holy cow. Oh, go wild in that place. Go wild. Oh my gosh. That is wow. Man, I like that thick boy kicker. I want him.
I know you saw the game earlier with the Cowboys, so I just wanted to stop by my way home. Complete blowout. Yeah, you're in Cowboys Nation. I don't think you know where you're at. America's team, baby. You're in Cowboys country now. All right? I don't know where you came from. It's Cowboys country over here. So you saw that. You saw it today. Man, woo. What can I say? Hey, we did that in our home. It's our home game. Now we're in front of your home. Check this out. Yeah, go Cowboys, baby.
My little snow bunny be getting active too, man. So, you know what I mean? I know he be doing this thing. Oh, that's your nickname? That's your nickname? You don't call him C-Mac? Your face was like, what the?
Who's Snow Bunny?
You don't call him C-Mac? You call him
C-Mac?
No. Little snow bunny. I call that's my little snow bunny cuz, man. He be doing this thing. And
Okay. The Jets traded Sauce today.
To where? To where?
No, it's okay.
I don't got that. It's like a rivalry jersey.
It's okay. I'll get you a different one. He went to Indianapolis, and they also traded. Quinn Williams.
I play second deal.
He did, but so did Sauce.
No, I don't like the Jets. That did Quincy Williams.
No, Quincy's still there.
What if I'm taking all the Jets stuff out?
No, it's fine. Quinn Williams on the Cowboys. Sauce went to the Colts. It's okay.
I like the Colts now.
Guess what?
I'm big. Yeah.
Bro, y'all need help, bro. What keep you motivated though? Because like people like you don't ever get tired.
Tired of what? Winning?
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
I don't give a piss about nothing but the time. Roll! Time! Roll!
The MVP front runner. If anybody else got to say something different about that, then come see me. I'm right here in Beemore outside the bank. If you got an issue with that, come see me. I'm about that. Big trust. Woo woo. Lamar Jackson in the flesh.
All right, so why do you continually try to get me to say something that doesn't respect one of them? I'm not going to. So quit asking.
You all right? Why? Nick Saban retiring? Huh? Nick Saban retiring? What? It's all ESPN. Oh, no.
I don't know. I just throw the ball on the ground. Coach say, hit ball, see ball. I throw the ball on the ground. I get it up. Every minute game, baby. Every minute game. Thanks to the team, though. Thanks for the team. Thanks for the team. Remember that. Thanks for the team. It's not about me.
Are you allowed to date other members of the team, or do you have to wait till the season is over?
What? No, there's nobody on the team like that. No.
So you must realize that you have many, many fans out in Austria. They see you and they just would do anything to kind of spend a night with you. What do you say to those guys?
I'm not gay, so I'm not going to spend any night with any guy. So
do you have a message to Austria's gay community?
Yeah, I'm not gay, so don't come looking for me.
If you head to the Ravens YouTube channel, you can get a really good look at what that...
I'm fucking tired of this shit. I'm tired of this. It's been 7 years of the same shit. Tired of this shit.
Guys, and press it out. Reach the arms up. Puff your chest. Arch the upper back. Look back. Good. And bring it up. Oh. You got it.
Took a few more here for Lamar. Mike Jones? Lamar, there was that point in the season where you guys lost 3 straight, 4 or 5.
Mike Jones, that's me. Mike Jones, that's me right now. So I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's all right.
You a cat or a dog guy?
Neither.
Really? Do you have any pets?
I have a dog, but I don't.
But you're just not a cat.
It's technically it's not my dog, but it's my dog.
Yeah, all right. So you're more of a dog guy than a cat guy.
No.
Are you just not?
I don't like pets.
I'm with you.
What
the heck? He doesn't like pets either.
We're on the same page.
Why? Why don't you like pets?
They're a nuisance. Yeah, I just don't. It's just sloppy.
They're sloppy.
Yeah.
Some dogs are sloppy. Some dogs don't slobber, and they're not sloppy at all.
No, all dogs are
You just need to meet the right dog, Devontae.
Yep. Hey man, how's it going? Are you Jake?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, so someone called in reference to your Facebook post.
The eagle floss, man.
I know. So
I'm fine. The eagle floss and the dogs are barking.
I got you. You don't plan on hurting yourself?
No, the fucking Jalen Hurts threw 3 goddamn. Turn the ball over 6 times, man.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. All right, man. I appreciate it. All right. Take it easy.
Are you going to school tomorrow?
I don't know.
Is he going to school tomorrow?
No, he ain't making it. What do you get out of competition with the defense?
Can I say something about your outfit, though? You got a lot of bananas on. I would not put on that many bananas on there. You must be a banana guy, I'm assuming, right?
Ask him where you got it from.
You really want to know?
Yeah. No, you didn't.
Did you know that people shot that?
No, I didn't actually. Hey, man, if you like it, I love it, brother.
That's a bruise. It ain't just no soreness. It's a bruise. We're gonna aggravate it with the gun. I graduated exercise science. Listen, damn. You can your ass out. You can block. No, you can your ass out. We can block. Block in the day. I'm not blocking.
They're both seeing the same thing in the courtroom. Watch these guys.
Oh, Your Honor.
Yeah. Look at little two. Just egging him on. He's mocking his argument.
I've been to Charlotte twice. I've been to Raleigh. I've been to Raleigh twice. Raleigh.
Okay. Close enough.
That's how you say it? How you say it? You for real? But it's spelled R-A-L-E-I-G-H.
Raleigh.
That's Raleigh.
Close enough. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, she was nice too, huh?
He's just looking at the Kansas sideline. Right there. That's inappropriate. Another slant to Williams, and he spins his way into the end zone.
I'm going to go to Cancun like everybody said me to do. And I'm going to enjoy myself because I don't have nothing else to do, so take myself there.
Here we go. Wow, Daddy, what is hot? Hey, Turbo, hey, can. Wow, Daddy, what is hot?
I knew how important it is before I did. I see, chill. I knew how.
Come on, man. Run the ball. Come on.
We won't let you get sacked no more. So sorry that we got you hurt.
Joe Burrow, Heisman Trophy winner. Does this look like a Heisman Trophy winner?
It does. Show it to him.
Show everybody. What would you tell this kid right now?
Looks like a national champion.
That's the dog mentality. This is highway fucking robbery. Man, I'm trying to get some of this gas back. How you think I was wondering and tell them that I put the wrong gas in here to give a refund?
Where we at? Back at the grill? Yeah.
I am from Florida, bro. I am not supposed to be in this right here. But the gas station trying to get gas. Well, where in the world? Take me back home, man. It's right. I love y'all. I love playing my life. I didn't go down.
I've never seen anything like that in my life. Oh. Well, that was the Miller. Watch this, dude.
Damn.
What the?
He bumped that line.
I've never seen
quick.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit. I see Reggie Bush.
I mean, it's obvious. I mean, we're so far past that, to be honest with you, but that's obvious. I mean, you just want to piss me off going into this week. And roll tide. Thank you. Roll tide. Roll tide. That's what. Roll tide. Roll tide.
I hate Tennessee because first of all, it's Tennessee. And I just hate them because they low down, they dirty, they some snitches. And I hate Philip Farmer. I hate their colors. I'm not a dog person. I just hate Tennessee, man. Like, I hate Neyland Stadium. It looks like a garbage truck working convention. And I hate all their quarterbacks. I hate Tennessee, man. It reminds me, it's not that orange you get Tennessee. I hate Tennessee more than I hate Auburn. I just dislike Auburn. I hate Tennessee. Tennessee's colors is that throw orange. It's not that orange you can sit with. It's that puke inside of pumpkin orange. And I don't like pumpkins. So I really don't like Tennessee, man. I can't stress that enough, man. And they lose, they sore losers because they're not Alabama. And I hate Tennessee, man. I can't stress that enough. I hate them.
I mean, his ability to just escape and make plays on the run, I mean, it's just outstanding what I've seen. And just the defensive side of it as well. They're definitely going to be a concern for me going forward if Alabama doesn't get their offensive line straightened out.
Chelsea, that's a great point because if you look at Alabama's
60 seconds, right?
Can't wait to get paid again.
Oh, baby. You know what? I'm still happy.
Oh, there it is, baby.
What is up, y'all? Hold on. I gotta move this quote down. Actually, I can't move it down. Let's see. I'll move the chat. F it, we do it live. Play my music. while we get this thing started. Let's see, where do I want to move the chat? I'll just keep it right there for now. Alright, what is up, y'all? So, let's go ahead and play some drops. Got Pooh Man in the building. Shout out to Pooh Man.
Rolex wearing. Woo! Diamond ring wearing. Woo! Kiss stealing. Woo! Wheeling dealing. Woo! Limousine ride. Woo! Jet flying. Woo! Son of a gun. Woo! And I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down. They give me 2 claps and a Ric Flair. Woo!
Let's go. Now, Prince Bud, I got some sad news. So, I thought I had duplicates of your drop, and I deleted it. Apparently, I didn't have a duplicate. It was the original. I thought I had a duplicate of it, though, and so I think it deleted. Yeah, it's not playing. It deleted. So I got to re-download that drop. It's unfortunate. Stephen James, shout out to you. I have a new drop for Stephen James. I asked him if this one was okay, and he said yes.
You bristling up? Oh, just make sure you're not. Because I can bristle up too now. I mean, you ask a question like that, and I'm trying to give you a logical answer. That's unthinkable to me. That you have an opportunity in your lifetime to be a professional, that you think about quitting. See, you don't quit, and you don't quit in sports. You retire. You don't get to quit. It's not an option. See, someone told me that a long time ago. That ain't even an option. The person told me that, he ain't here anymore. He died. This is what's great about sports. This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game.
You play to win the game. Shout out to Stephen James. What is up, Couch? Good to see you here. Let's play your drop. Shout out to you. Let's show your lady too. Your lady. I think I still have that drop. Shout out to From the Black Couch's lady. Alright, back on the main screen. Let's get into the show play call list for today. And if y'all can't already tell, I have this quote up here. And it came from Drake. Shout out to Drake. Fair trade song. But that line, imitation isn't flattery. It's just annoying me. That is my theme for today, let me tell you. Because I've been so annoyed finding out some things. And it's like, why do y'all gotta try to imitate someone else? Why can't you just do your own thing? And it would be different if, like, they gave you credit, right? Because, I mean, for example, Coop does his, national anthem. Well, Cree decided to do a national anthem. She gave Coop credit for that. I took that from Cree and Coop and decided to have a national anthem. I think Beardman joined in on it, so now Beardman has a national anthem, right? And he credits all of us. It'd be different if it was that. But these people who just try to take your ideas and don't even give you credit for it, that's what ticks me off. That's what ticks me off. Yeah, shout out to the chat. But here's the show play call list for today. Gonna start off with a motivational video. I played this one before and I need to play it again because it's something that just hits home for me every time. Gonna get into some Eagles updates. Oh, I put that on there twice. My bad. I fumbled the ball on that one. Eagles updates. Going to get into some more Pickens news. Steelers updates. And then the college gambling scandal going on right now. Man, I hope at 3 a.m., if you're here, shout out to you. Because me and 3 a.m. talked about this yesterday. Ironically, we talked about this yesterday. This very thing me and 3 a.m. talked about. And it came out in the news that there was things going on with gambling. But I discussed how it really isn't, well, we'll just get into it. We'll get into it. Sometimes I can go on a little rant before I even get started on the subject, but I'll just save that for when we get to it. Starting off with the motivational video, like I said.
Watch out for frenemies. A frenemy is someone who they smile at you, but secretly they're competing with you. And if you start to kind of pull back the curtain on the psychology of it, they admire qualities in you that they wish they had. And so there's this initial admiration that starts the friendship, but over time, they start shifting into envy. And that envy starts to turn into sabotage. They really want to be close to you because they're drawn to what you represent. But the irony is that the closer they get to you, that triggers their insecurity because it's reflecting back what they feel they lack. So they live in this weird contradiction. You know, on the surface they're supporting you, but there's this underlying resentment underneath it all. Can't have a true friendship with someone like that because there's a part of them that's secretly rooting for you to fall.
See? I'm telling you. Oh, that hits home. Especially since, you know, you think of my quote. I just think there's some people, and I have to be careful. This goes back to what me and CDT have been discussing, because I've had a lot of conversations with CDT on this, and you know, he was like, you can't trust everybody. Not everybody's your friend. This is why he doesn't do panels, and he's careful with who he has in his group, you know, his personal group, and even then he still don't trust you, right? That's the attitude I feel like I need to have. Not everyone's my friend. Not everyone's wanting the best for me, even though I want the best for them and I want to see them succeed. Not everyone wants that for me. And it's unfortunate that it's like that, but I just feel like there's people that I have right now that are just secretly trying to compete with me. They act like they're happy for me, what I have going on, the changes that I've made to my show. But in reality, it's turned into envy, like that guy talked about. You know, be careful of people, of those frenemies, because it turns into envy, and I feel like that's what it's become. It's unfortunate, like I said. It's hurt my feelings. You know, maybe this is part of the reason why I've had the post-performance depression. Like I told you all, I think it was Sunday, I got off my live, and Saturday or Sunday, I got off the live and I just was extremely depressed, and I was like, what is going on? Because I've never been depressed like this. I was crying and it felt like I was crying for no reason, and then I found out about post-performance depression. It's crazy. Maybe this is part of it though. Maybe that was part of the reason why I had this going on too. And then some folks are just effing negative. Yeah, exactly, Couch. It's unfortunate. They just want to be Debbie Downers. So I gotta be more careful about who I have around me. But let's play that again, because I need to hear it again.
Watch out for frenemies. A frenemy is someone who they smile at you, but secretly they're competing with you. And if you start to kind of pull back the curtain on the psychology of it, they admire qualities in you that they wish they had. And so there's this initial admiration that starts the friendship, but over time, they start shifting into envy. And that envy starts to turn into sabotage. They really want to be close to you because they're drawn to what you represent.
Another part, that envy starts to turn into sabotage. There's some of it that I feel like people might be trying to like sabotage me now, and that comes with it. They're like, I've talked about this before, people plotting on your downfall. It's nobody hating on me, it's just people. It has to do with this quote: imitation isn't flattery, it's just annoying me. People who try to copy what you do but don't give you credit for it, that's what annoys me. I've seen people trying to for example, copy my layout, copy this layout, the hot pink and black layout. I'm not a fan of that when you're copying my layout and you're not giving me credit for it. Like, hey, this idea came from so and so, because I gave you the example. The national anthem, Coop started that, then Cree got into it. Cree gave Coop credit, and then I got into it. Of course, I gave Cree and Coop credit, and then Beardman joined in on it, and Beardman gave all of us credit for it, right? So we all have our national anthems now, and we're all giving each other credit for it. It's a respect thing. But it annoys me when you start taking like these ideas and then just not giving people credit for it. Yeah, it's really not nobody you guys know. There is one person that you all do know that is getting in on this action, that I'm just annoyed with that too, because I covered one story, right? It was Terry and Arnold. I covered this story, and that very day, this same person turned around and covered this story right after me. Didn't give me any credit, and I was just annoyed with that. I was so annoyed with that. And this person was in my chat that day too. It's unfortunate. But anyways, back to this.
But the irony is that the closer they get to you, that triggers their insecurity because it's reflecting back what they feel they lack. So
okay, this is a good thing to address. You said, Chelsea, I bet no one has a rowdy. Now, the cowboy hat thing is different, right? Cowboy hats have been a staple piece, especially where I'm from. I'm from the country, so I grew up around horses. I'm also a Cowboys fan. So this has just been like a staple piece for us, right? But it's become a fashion statement now. More people are getting involved with it. You've seen Beyonce with it. So I don't really take the hat thing. I don't really take fashion trends that seriously, right? Because it becomes a trend. And it's like the national anthem thing. When you give someone credit for their work, it starts a trend. And you just gain on it. And it's a reflection on everybody involved with it. It's giving them the credit and respect. So it's different when it's that type of situation. But when you just flat out take someone's idea and not even mention their name or give them credit, that's what I have a problem with.
in this weird contradiction. You know, on the surface they're supporting you, but there's this underlying resentment underneath it all. Can't have a true friendship with someone like that because there's a part of them that's secretly rooting for you to fall.
Can't have a true friendship with them because they're secretly rooting for you to fail. That's so true. All right, moving on to the show topic. So let's get into the Eagles updates, and then we're going to get into Pickens, more updates on that, Steelers, and the college gambling scandal going on right now. Oh, that's the college gambling. I want to save that. We're on the Eagles.
Mekhi Lemon ended up getting selected by the Philadelphia Eagles with the 20th pick. This is what he had to say.
The helmet to this moment right here, being a first-round pick in the NFL draft, what has defined your journey?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I'm just so blessed right now. You know, I just praise the Lord for every moment, really. It's a dream come true. I can't even believe this right now.
When you look out at those Philly fans and you think about the fan base that's about to embrace you with open arms, what will they love most about you?
Hey, they getting the door. This ready to work, for real. I ain't doing no playing.
Ain't doing no playing, is what Mekhi Lemon had to say. He's already getting busy with his teammates, him and Devontae Smith at the 76ers game 3. You know, them repping for the city
and they got their ass kicked.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they are getting their ass kicked for sure.
When he just said that, they're getting their butt kicked. I laughed so hard at that.
Whoop. But Fellas, how do we feel about Makai Lemon? Do you think he can replace A.J. Brown?
Replace A.J. Brown? Nah, they're two different type of players. A.J. is a huge human being that plays receiver. Makai's just a different player. Smitty will now go into that number one receiver role. Obviously, with Makai being a first-round pick, they want him to get the ball. But what happens with Dontavian Wicks, because he can play and he's going to get on that practice field and show you, like, hey, I can really go. Yeah. And when they see that, how is it going to be? Because you have a first-round pick, a receiver that you want to get in the game and you want to get the ball. But you're also a team that doesn't throw the ball often. That's the only thing I have with the only problem I have with the pick is the Philadelphia Eagles supposedly want to get back to running the ball more, correct? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So why are you drafting a receiver in the first round? You already got a receiver in Smitty, Dontavian Wicks, Hollywood Brown that you can get the ball to. And you're a team that wants to go back to running the ball more than you throw it. So he's a good player. Yeah, they getting the dog, but he replace A.J. Brown, that's not going to happen.
I don't think the Eagles' strategy is to replace A.J. Brown, or else they would have done it. I think the Eagles' strategy might be to show you don't need an A.J. Brown to succeed. And I hope they do it too. I hope they take these, what are considered smaller wide receivers, and I hope they ball out. I do. I really hope they ball out.
He's a good player. He's a good player. What I like about him is he's physical, and I don't know if the Eagles necessarily have that with A.J. Brown gone. Once A.J. Brown is gone, like, you need somebody who's not afraid to do the dirty work. And I think that's what Makai Lemon is going to be. He's going to be that player that's not afraid to go out there and block. He's not afraid to line up in the backfield, run a swing route. He's not afraid to go out there in the slot and run across the middle and have to match up against a linebacker.
I feel like that's discrediting Devontae Smith in a way, because Devontae Smith is one of those wide receivers too. Like, we've seen him make really good contested catches with defenders all around him. So I feel like that's kind of a cheap shot.
For me, though, is now the Eagles have a whole bunch of, like, small receivers.
Yeah.
Devontae Smith, small guy.
I mean, he's
Lemon
thin. Smitty about 6 feet.
Yeah, but he's small.
Dontavian Wicks about 6'2", probably about 190.
That's my point.
Yeah, AJ.
Where are the two build dudes?
AJ 6'3", 225, 230.
And bro, AJ is my size, bro.
Yeah, big dude.
Oh, that's a good question. Chelsea, what are your grades for 32 teams? So I have my grades. I meant to screenshot it, and I keep forgetting. But I have my list up of all the grades that I have for each team. Oops, wrong one. I need to screenshot it and show y'all my list, but let's see. Maybe I'll just save it for tomorrow. That might be easier. Yeah, I might just show y'all my list tomorrow. I meant to do that today and I forgot. What's up, Dan? Good to see you here.
Up to AJ, I was like,
yeah, AJ's huge.
Like, AJ's my size. So now the only dilemma is, like, there's no easy outlet throws. There's no, I'm gonna just throw a jump ball. I'm just gonna throw red zone. I'm gonna just throw a goal line fade and just trust it. There's no TJ Houshmandzadeh.
Like that game against the Rams where it was like, okay,
AJ just said, give me this.
Yes.
I'm going somewhere. Back in the day when AJ caught that ball in the Titans and said 1, 2, 3, because they all fell down. You do not have that. I like Makai Lemon. I don't know, T, is he Emmanuel Sanders-esque?
No, he doesn't have.
Not that speed.
One, he's heavier. Okay. He doesn't have the shiftiness, that suddenness that Emmanuel Sanders had. Emmanuel Sanders,
yeah, he
had that.
Yeah.
Makai doesn't have that, but with Makai, he's strong, and he's going to make contested catches. But the only thing is, when you get to the league, the smaller guys, them contested catches are a lot harder.
Is it fair for me to say Makai Lemon is like a snack-sized Puka Nacua? Because that's what he kind of reminds me of. That's what he plays like. He's like a snack-sized Puka.
Now, they're about what and what speed-wise. That's a good comparison.
Neither of them are incredibly slippery. Neither of them are incredibly quick twitch.
Just make plays.
They just make wild plays. They're very physical. They play bigger than they are. They're hard to bring down. They do the dirty work. They're not afraid to block you. Like Makai Lemon is like a snack-sized Puka.
You watch some of these throws.
And it's like I said yesterday with the whole smaller wide receiver thing. I don't think it's necessary. I think you can still ball out even with smaller wide receivers. And I hope the Eagles prove that.
That Jordan Maava is making the Makai. A lot of them he's covered. He's just making the play.
Correct.
Jalen Hurts gonna make these throws?
And I don't like the digs at Jalen Hurts. I don't like the criticism of Jalen Hurts. I've been very vocal on that from the start. I don't like it. What are you talking about? Is Jalen Hurts going to make these throws? He won a Super Bowl. He's continually shown his skill set and that he can make these passes. And the only reason why this is being discussed is because AJ Brown alone didn't have those stats this past season. But you know who did have decent stats? Devontae Smith. That was the whole issue. Was this is why we're talking about AJ Brown being traded, because Jalen Hurts he wasn't able to get him the ball, and that was not on Jalen Hurts, I don't think. I believe that was more of the offensive scheme and what they were running. It just benefited others more than it did AJ Brown. But criticizing Jalen Hurts and saying, can Jalen Hurts make those passes? What are you talking about?
Did you see what I'm saying? Is Jalen Hurts?
Is Jalen Hurts going to put up? Kieran,
is Jalen Hurts?
If you're
Jalen Hurts gonna make
that
these?
Would be interesting. I think Goff has to perform well. I think Goff has to perform well. I would have to think that Campbell would have to get something done, because his job's been questioned for a while now. So I feel like Campbell would have to get something done. I could see that, Pooh Man.
Contested throws and say my receiver is gonna come down with him. Is he making that throw?
No,
That's what I'm saying.
Wait for the next one. Hold on. Wait for after this one. Y'all stop what you're doing and watch this next though, because this is the most important part of the conversation. I don't know
the corner route, right?
Yes.
That right there. Is he making that throw? There's two guys around him.
Jalen likes protecting the football.
And so
and that's another reason why
we haven't seen him make those throws.
Should like protecting the football. You should want a smart QB who's not being reckless and throwing interceptions. What are we talking about?
To AJ Brown.
Yeah.
So is he now gonna make these throws for Ricky Makai Lemon?
He'll make them to AJ when he's one-on-one on the outside. But even then, this past season, we saw him not making those throws as much as he should have, though.
You'll make those throws to a 6'2", 6'3" AJ Brown. You're gonna make those throws to a 5'11" Makai Lemon.
Not in the NFL.
I don't think so.
Not in the NFL.
And so that's my point.
Not in the NFL.
Are they gonna be able to get the best out of Makai? Because he makes these type of plays. But is your offense and your quarterback willing to take these type of chances?
Yeah. Of course they are.
Oh, I trust.
Of course they are. Of course the Eagles will take chances. And like I said, Jalen Hurts has proven himself as a passer. So I don't even know why this is being discussed.
Kyle Lemon is a football player, though. He's a
hell of a football player.
Real football player. I'm not sure this Eagles system is predicated for him getting. It's built for him getting busy. And that's my one thing. The busiest we've seen a wide receiver get with the Eagles over the past couple of years, it was AJ Brown. But also AJ has that ability to, hey, when I need it, I gotta bail myself out. I'm throwing it up in your area, and I know you can bring it down. This past season, Dallas Goedert was his go-to guy on third downs. It was Dallas Goedert over and over and over again.
Yeah,
and
Dallas was his go-to guy. And like I said, this brings me to my point of the only reason why they're questioning whether Jalen Hurts can do it is because of one player, AJ Brown. But it wasn't Jalen Hurts that was the problem, or even that AJ Brown was the problem. It's just that Jalen Hurts in that new offensive system wasn't able to utilize A.J. Brown. He was able to get passes to Dallas. He was able to get passes to Devontae. And this is why there's an issue, because A.J. Brown wants those stats. But it has nothing to do with discrediting Jalen Hurts as a QB. We shouldn't be doing that.
Hitting him.
Does it matter that Sean Mannion is changed coming in as a new offensive coordinator? Does that matter?
That might play a huge
Does that
factor.
matter?
Here's my thought process. Sean Mannion has only coached in Green Bay.
Yeah.
Green Bay was a team that had 4 wide receivers that were all incredibly humble, all incredibly selfless. We're going to spread it around. We have Dontavius Wicks. We have Christian Watson. We have
Romeo Dobbs, Jay Reed.
and we have Jaden Reed.
And then
that
you draft
is now
Golden in the first round.
correct. That is now what the Eagles have. The Eagles now have Devontae Smith, Hollywood Brown, Dontavian Wicks, Mekhi. Like, the Eagles are essentially duplicating the Green Bay Packers process. And so rather than having a one receiver that's going to dominate, we're going to go wide receiver by committee. We've seen the Packers have success doing it, had no 1,300-yard receivers, but they had about 4 700-yard wide receivers. I think Smitty will go for 1,100. I think Brown will go for about 400 or 500. I think Mekhi will go for about 700. I think Wicks will go for about 650.
Then
and
was
the
he
Eagles
worth
will
taking
pass for
if
3,400.
he's a 700-yard season type of guy? Was he worth taking in the first round and trading up for?
No, not if you're not going to utilize him to his full capabilities.
Yeah.
I think they will, or else they wouldn't have drafted him.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't. To me, as a fan of a team in the division, it's not something that like scares me. It's not something that's like, damn, I can't believe that happened. When they got Jalen Carter, I was like, damn, this sucks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When they got other pieces, it's like, damn, okay, this is gonna suck to go against. Mekhi Lemon, I do think is an incredible player, but he's not. In my honest opinion, I just don't think he fits that awesome offensive system.
What pick did the Eagles draft Mekhi Lemon?
20.
What pick did the Cowboys draft CeeDee Lamb?
We took him
16?
Maybe even later. Let me see.
Maybe later, bro.
Let me
That's
see.
why I'm
No,
asking.
no,
about
he
that.
was in the
not later than
teens.
20.
He
but
was
it
in the
was
teens.
Late teens. Might
No,
be
we
late
took him at
17.
17. We took him 17. Yeah.
Like, when the Cowboys drafted CD, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
You draft, like, Mekhi's a good player.
Yeah.
I don't see Mekhi being a, what CD has? 1,700 yards one season?
I think Mekhi in a different system would cook. Mekhi Lemon on the Rams.
With the Eagles.
Mekhi Lemon on the Rams would have gone
Mekhi
crazy.
would go crazy on the Rams.
Because that's Sean
On the slot?
McVay. That's Sean McVay.
And it's nothing against us. Like I said, I've said it time and time again. The Eagles' offense is predicated
What, CJ
on running the
Daniels?
football.
We getting by, Dan. We getting by, let me tell you. I've had some issues with post-performance depression. I learned about what post-performance depression is, and that's kind of what I've been dealing with. I had a better day yesterday, so I think I'm gonna make progress. We're making progress, but thank you for asking.
When he gets an opportunity for the Rams, he gonna do work, and everybody gonna say he should have been drafted higher.
Yeah.
You're
You're
big
right.
dude.
Yeah, it's gonna be the same thing for Ty
Well,
Simpson, in my
thank you,
opinion.
Oscar.
I think
Always good having you here. You said, "Hey Chelsea, hope all is well. Great chat. Always look forward to it." Oscar, I love having you in the chat. You're always encouraging and always have a special message. All of you guys do. I love the chat. I really do. I love our little touchdown tribe.
Simpson's gonna be successful and be like, they knew it, and it's like,
You think, last few questions on this. Kieran, you think Jalen Hurts was happy when he saw Eagles draft wide receiver first round Mekhi Lemon?
I don't know how Jalen Hurts feels. I can't speak for that man.
Would you be happy?
Jalen Hurts probably sat at the TV and was like, tough. And that was it. Like that, I don't know what Jalen Hurts thought. Would I be happy? Yeah, of course. Like, I don't want to go out there with.
What kind of question is this? Because Jalen Hurts, we all know Jalen Hurts' mindset. His mindset is to win no matter the circumstances. Even if, that's a big if, capital I, capital F. Even if he had an issue with it, he's still going to have the mindset of, regardless of the circumstances, we are going to find ways to win. That's just how Jalen Hurts' mindset works. Oh.
Without my best wide receiver in the next season and not have at least something promising or someone promising out there. New offensive system. I want a piece. I want more pieces around me. Now, Dontavius Wicks, I know he's happy with Hollywood Brown, but the thing is, the Eagles wide receivers, they can separate.
Yeah.
They have been able to separate. And Jalen Hurts, he does not put the ball in danger. It's one of his best qualities.
Thank you. He doesn't put the ball in danger. They have receivers that can separate themselves. They're amazing route runners.
He's not a dude that's just going to go throw up into triple coverage and whatnot and be like, oh, please. That's the reason why we haven't seen A.J. Brown get as busy, I think, in the past couple of years. So I think it's
I really didn't get to enjoy this video yesterday like I wanted to, but now I'm getting to hear it and really let it resonate. This is what I've been saying.
It's a solid situation for the Eagles, but I don't think their offensive system and the quarterback really goes with Mekhi Lemons' play style.
Now,
Jordan Tyson would have been
I disagree. I don't care who you put in there. I think they're gonna make it fit.
a guy that I was like, oh yeah,
Set a pause
this is
with that. Pause, y'all. Pause. I know somebody would say something, but pause. We'll just say pause.
this is the dude that can eat for the Eagles. But Mekhi Lemon, I'm not sure.
That's fair. Yeah. That's fair. T, what you think? If you sitting there on the offense, you see Eagles draft Mekhi Lemon.
If you're Jalen Hurts, you have to be happy.
Yeah.
You're a quarterback. You drafting guys that should make my job easier. Was an O-lineman, a running back, a tight end, a receiver. You draft anybody on the offensive side of the ball in the first round, and I'm the quarterback, I'm happy about that.
All right, going back to what Pooh Man had asked me earlier about my grades, I'll try to screenshot it and share it with you guys tomorrow, but I do have that pulled up. So the Jets, A+, they drafted 3 impact players with David Bailey, an edge, Kenyon Sadiq, a tight end, and Omar Cooper Jr., a wide receiver. I thought those were great picks for the Jets. The Browns, I thought, got an A+. Maybe I'll give Jets an A-, just because of, you know, it's the Jets, and there's always been some issues in other areas, like the quarterback position and what have you. So, I'll give the Jets, well, no. If we're just solely going off the draft, I'll keep the grade as an A+. Browns, I gave them an A+. Thought they did amazing. They got Spencer Fano, an offensive tackle. They got Casey, a wide receiver. And you have to think that they're thinking of not only Deshaun Watson needing weapons, but also the future if Sanders remains there and starts eventually. So I thought those were great picks. Raiders get an A. They got Mendoza. So I thought that was a great one. Giants get an A. They had high value selections is what I noted. And they addressed offensive needs. That was another thing I said. Dallas Cowboys get an A. And this is for the draft only, y'all. Draft only. And the Eagles got an A-. Maybe it'll just be better if I just save all this and share it with y'all tomorrow. If you have a specific team you're wanting to know what I graded them, just let me know. All right, moving on.
Philadelphia fans never optimistic, but massive move was made. Go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, Chef, Jonathan Grenard gets traded during day 2, I believe. They got a 3rd round back for him and a 3rd round for next year. How did this develop? Were there any other teams kind of in it on Grenard, or was it always just going to be the Eagles once they lost Adrian Phillips to the Carolina Panthers?
You know, the interesting part of this trade is it had been in the works for weeks. And there was a
so
point
the Eagles got Grenard, and this was yesterday. I had this news yesterday. I really didn't get to go in depth with it, but now I'm taking the time to really process everything.
Mid-March, in that first week of free agency, where these two teams were heavily discussing a potential trade for Jonathan Grenard, and they couldn't agree on the value at that point in time. And I believe at that point in time that the Eagles were offering a 3rd round pick this year. The Vikings wanted a 2nd round pick this year, and the talks stalled entirely. Now, they were always sitting out there, and it was always possible that they were going to be revisited, and that's exactly what happened.
Pooh Man, you asked me what the Lions grade is. I graded the Lions. Let me see. thought I did this in alphabetical order. I can't remember what order I did this list in, so I'm trying to find them. It might just be easier. Let me go to my little search bar here in my notes. Okay, I gave the Lions a B. And I put a B because of just concerns I had with a few of the picks. They were considered reaches. So I made a note of that. And let's see. I put some of the positional issues. It could lead to hiccups, is what I noted. I don't know what I would have to rethink of why I noted that, but developmental needs. I put that a lot of them have developmental or let's see, special teams contributors lacking experience in downfield route running is what I put. Sorry, my list is difficult to read, but I'll try to screenshot everything so I can show you guys all of my notes and what I put. What is up, Tiffany? You missed my rant, Tiffany, on Jalen Hurts. Once again, people talking about Jalen Hurts and questioning his abilities. And I'm just like, it has nothing to do with Jalen Hurts' ability. Jalen Hurts can make these passes. The only reason why this is getting talked about is just because A.J. Brown didn't get the stats. And they were utilizing other players more than A.J. So you had Dallas getting more. You had Devontae Smith getting more. Of course, Saquon Barkley. And this is why this is getting discussed. But, yeah, you missed my rant on that.
On Thursday, shortly after the draft began, I'm not sure if it was that morning or that night, but the two sides obviously connected again and agreed to the trade that involved the number 98 overall selection in this past draft and the third-round pick next year. The Vikings get back 2 picks for a player that they weren't going to pay. And the Eagles had a deal done and ready to go with Jonathan Grenard, a 4-year, $100 million extension. They add another pass rusher. They have been looking to add another pass rusher. And so for the Eagles' sake, they got somebody. It was oddly enough, it was the compensatory pick that they traded this year, which you can trade compensatory picks now. That was the pick they got for losing Milton Williams to the Patriots. So they lose Milton Williams and essentially get back Jonathan Grenard, who is a weapon there in Minnesota.
And Minnesota trades their captain. I mean, that's just a crazy... That is obviously a wild move from Minnesota. I'm assuming they have a plan. For the Philadelphia Eagles now, this is setting up for a conversation about A.J. Brown. Obviously, you pick up this big of a contract, you have to expect some money somewhere to be elsewhere. A.J. Brown, he's still on the move to the Patriots? And who's making the decisions for the Patriots? I'm hearing...
So, I believe, is the deal already done? Tiffany, is the deal already done that A.J. is, in fact, going to the Patriots? Because this is from yesterday. I can't remember. I don't know if they talked about it today, but did they already get the deal done that AJ's for sure going to the Patriots now? Oh, wait, no, they said that he couldn't sign anything until June, right? Maybe the deal's not done yet.
Out of town to cancel, and then we're not in town, but we are in town. we're doing this. What is happening with the Patriots in decision making? And are we still just assuming A.J. Brown is going to the Patriots?
Well, when Mike Vrabel leaves over the weekend on Saturday when they're making those picks, and I think they went into that day with 8 picks.
So
Elliott
I'm reading right now that the A.J. Brown trade return is to include first-round picks in 2028. That's interesting.
General manager Ryan Cowden, who knows Vrabel very well, they're more than capable of carrying that organization forward without him at that point in time. And now, again, going forward, at some point in time, like they all understand that they want A.J. Brown, and the Patriot and the Eagles are willing to move on from A.J. Brown. And again, I expect that this trade will come together on June 1st. Neither side is committed to it,
Okay.
but both, I believe, are
There
expected
you
to
go.
make it happen.
I thought June 1st. I thought June 1st.
To where A.J. Brown will wind up being traded to New England in June. They'll revisit. It's not going to be hard to get done. The Eagles are open to moving him. The Patriots want him. And I believe in the end, it will involve a future first-round draft pick. My guess is 2028, one in 2028. But let's see how the two sides, what they finally figure out there in the end, and what ultimately decide on is compensation.
I'll let you know, for the first round this past weekend, I just looked at a picture of Sauce Gardner. Okay? In 2028, take it.
Give him a second, too.
That's why the NBA is so awesome. In 2037, you will have our second round and our first round pick.
Tiffany, you said, I hate that for real, but they're saying he's going to the Patriots. The media, that is. Yeah, obviously, it's most likely going to happen. We're just waiting on June 1st, right? Unless something shocking happens, like the George Pickens situation going on right now. But I truly think that it's a blessing in disguise. I don't think it's nothing to worry about. I think the Eagles will be just fine. I do. I think the Eagles will be great. Even if the Eagles were to have a bad season without A.J. Brown, I'm not blaming it on that. I'm not blaming it on that. You have to be fools to solely blame it on one player as a reason why your team is failing. Now, if it was the QB, sure, we could have talks. If there's a QB issue, there's a lot of turnovers, and it's costing you the game, yeah, we can have talks about that. But if that's not the case, I don't agree with it. Solely blaming it on one player as the reason why a team would fail. People are idiots. Chelsea, tell me about it. Tell me about it, Tiffany.
Okay, deal. Let's do that. Who knows who's going to be the GM then? You know, maybe 2-3 GMs. Let them deal with that down the road. They can find a pick whenever they got it. A.J. Brown's certainly a game changer, game wrecker. Oh, yeah. Are you guys ever going to focus on ball up there?
Yes, we are.
You know, it's funny that they say that. It's funny that they say that about the Eagles, because the same can be said about Dallas. And I feel like the same can be said about many of the other organizations. It's not just the Eagles. I cannot stand when we act like only one organization has these issues.
That's all we focus on, all right?
No,
the team is focused on ball.
It is not what you focus on.
Look, I mean, some people need to get their ducks in a row, okay? And that's currently happening right now. This ain't
Some people need to
September.
get the ducks in the row. That can be said about the Patriots, because they've had a lot of going on with the Vrabel situation. It can be said about the Cowboys. They have a lot going on with the Pickens situation. And sure, we can talk about the Eagles in that. But the one thing that I will say about the Eagles that I can't say about many of the others is at least the Eagles have seemed to get this A.J. Brown situation taken care of. They already got a plan. The plan is most likely going to be A.J. Brown going to the Patriots. So I don't know why we're even talking about it. if the Eagles already have their minds made up of what's going to happen, what's the point in talking about it? You know, we can't say the same about the Cowboys. Just saying. And speaking of that, let's go ahead and get into the Cowboys.
So we've played a couple times now down in Brazil. This game will be electrifying. Dak Prescott, saw him bopping into work. He looked like he was jacked up.
And I didn't get to say this thought. I thought Grenard, the Eagles adding Grenard is a major deal. I think that is great for the Eagles. I think they did great in the draft. I don't know. I don't get it. They always got to have something to talk about, as Tony Romo once said.
That matters is if you win. I mean, it's funny, but everyone can talk till they're blue in the face, say you can't win a playoff game or you can't do this until you win one. And then what do they say? Well, then there's going to be something else. And then, you know, I mean, what with Eli? Well, is he good enough to win a second Super Bowl? Well, I mean, it's like, come on. I mean, you're just going to keep doing it over and over again.
They always got to have something to talk about.
That's sports. That's what makes it fun for people to read, and that's what makes it fun for people to try.
All right, back to it on Pickens now.
He's locked in for at least a year, maybe another. If he doesn't show up like he was jacked up.
Much happiness there.
He did have a little pep. He looked lighter.
Oh, yeah.
He looked lighter.
Yeah. What's that about?
He looked jacked up about life.
Got to be his best defense.
Yeah, he's going.
Pickens almost signed his tag.
Yeah, well,
he's jacked up about it.
Will George Pickens be a part of this Week 3 game in Rio de Janeiro? Let's go around the room. This is the question of the day. George Pickens is thinking about doing his franchise tag, even though we were certainly told that he signed his franchise tag, which led us to believe maybe he's going to get traded. Now, if he signs a franchise tag, Dallas Cowboys could do whatever they want.
Mm-hmm.
He's locked in for at least a year, maybe another. If he doesn't show up, it doesn't count as a year, so he's got him in the next year. And you can get franchise tag twice.
Yes, you can.
Okay, you used to be able to get franchise tagged an unlimited amount of times. Then you can get franchise tagged 3 times. Now you can get franchise tagged twice. George Pickens can choose to use one of the franchise tag years, which the Dallas Cowboys said he was going to play under. But Mulliget's is his agent.
Mm-hmm.
That just doesn't feel like it's a...
I told y'all. I said Pickens has the advantage. I know who the agent is. We know how the Micah Parsons deal got done, because Micah Parsons wanted the money, went to Green Bay, and got it done, right? I just didn't see, even if Pickens was to sign it, like I said, it was still going to benefit him, because the Cowboys would have no choice if he balled out. If he did sign it, if he balled out, they owe him more money, which hurts us in cap space. So that's an advantage for him. And it hurts the Cowboys. And I said that Pickens, if he didn't sign it, it also hurts the Cowboys, because the Cowboys are the ones who need him.
Thing. D-Butch, is George Pickens playing in Rio de Janeiro Week 3 with the Dallas Cowboys against the Ravens?
It's hard to guess what Jerry Jones is ever going to do. That year last year was unbelievable. He got one of the highest paid wide receivers already, the highest paid quarterback in the league, APY. I'm going to say no. He will not be.
I said no too. I told y'all. I said ain't no way. This man, ain't no way he plays. Even if he did sign it, I didn't see him balling out for us. I mean, I would see it, don't get me wrong, I would still see him putting up stats, but there's no way he makes those risky catches on a franchise tag, right? So there was just going to be some limitations on that, because he can't be putting his body at risk on a franchise tag. But I still thought he would get the stats, prove himself, even if he did sign it. But I called that. I said, ain't no way. Ain't no way this man ends up staying with the Cowboys.
No, George Pickens would not be a Dallas Cowboy. He's not on the graphic. If you did see, he is not on the
That
graphic
was a great
for
point.
Rio.
He's not on that graphic for Rio, and they always put, well, they did in the past put Pickens and Lamb together on that graphic under Dak Prescott. But they could only put CeeDee Lamb. I think that's hilarious.
Let's go to one half of the Hammer Down Cowboys AP Tone. You have an AP vote for all the awards in the NFL. We need to start looking into those about the biases that are potentially happening within those votes for sure. I'm not saying for you, Tone. Maybe though. Actually, what do we know? We don't really know anymore. Do you think George Pickens will be playing for the Cowboys in Brazil?
Butsy said it's hard to know what Jerry's going to do. It's also hard to know what George is going to do. So, no, I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay, so that's 2 no's. Let's go to the toxic table at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt. Ty, you first. Do you think George Pickens will be playing the Ravens in Brazil?
April 28th right now, that is an awful lot of time for George Pickens to raise hell, raise a ruckus, do whatever he's going to do. No, I do not think he's going to be a Dallas Cowboy.
And I like how you said that. Raise HE double hockey sticks. You know, a lot of time to think. I think that's why I said that Pickens out Jerry Jones, right? Because Pickens had to have known what he was doing. I really, truly believe that. I believe that Pickens and the agent, what's his name, David, the one that's the same agent for Micah Parsons, I truly believe they knew what they were doing when they sent that email. Hey, Pickens is going to be signing the franchise tag or whatever email they sent the Cowboys, knowing dang well Pickens was not signing that deal.
Parsons, you think he's going to be on his way out? You obviously reaped the benefits of that in the Green Bay Packers organization. Traded a couple picks for it, but I think you would say job well done to
policy,
Gutekunst and policy.
Yeah, and policy. Ed's policy.
Ed's policy up there. Carmon's boy, obviously.
Right, yeah.
Boston Connor, do you think George Pickens is with the Dallas Cowboys?
I think so. Yeah, just because the flash, the flair, everything that Jerry loves. And look, it is April with
This
CeeDee
is
Lamb.
why I said too that I didn't see this happening, because I know how the Cowboys operate. I know how they get deals done. We've seen it time and time again. So how could people think that this was going to be any different? Mainly the Cowboy fans. Y'all got played. Not me though. I'm not a delusional Cowboy fan like y'all. I called this from the start. I said, I don't see this happening. I think Pickens has the advantage. And here we are. Here we are.
That had him in the entire league.
Jeremy Fowler says last week the Cowboys received verbal commitment via email from George Pickens' agents that the star receiver is signing his franchise tag. He is yet to sign the tender, as Todd Archer has reported. Dallas still has no plans to trade him. Now, that email there that they received that said he's going to sign his franchise tag is what sent every insider into a frenzy saying George Pickens signed the franchise tag.
They can say that all they want to. I ain't buying it. How could it not be? How could it not be an impact? I mean, I'm not buying that. I'm not buying what they're selling. I never have, never will. Because you look at what's going on with the Eagles, and I can't remember who said it in the chat. I want to think it was Erroneous E before, but Erroneous E said something like, the Cowboys just want to copy what the Eagles are doing with A.J. Brown. And I believe that's true. They think they can do the same thing to George Pickens, and they're fools. They're fools thinking that they could do that, especially when George Pickens' agent is the same as Micah Parsons. How do you think this is going to go? How do you think it's going to be any different? Everybody's voting no, that Pickens is not returning. And I'm not in a disagreement with that. I called this. I said this from the start. It's definitely an impact when you're adding on another wide receiver. It's an insult to George Pickens. You're adding more salt to the wound, as they say. I think that's what they did. You look at what the Eagles did. The Eagles brought in Hollywood. They brought in Wicks. They drafted a wide receiver, and they have Devontae Smith. So they're in a little bit of a better position than what Dallas is in. But Dallas went out and got a wide receiver. Why would they? Okay, so Envy is just depth on the roster. Why do they need that? If you have Pickens, if it worked with Pickens, if it worked with CeeDee Lamb, why are you bringing in someone who is a starting wide receiver? You think he signed that just to come sit on a bench? I don't think so. I don't think MVS signed that thinking he was just going to come sit on a bench. I think if he signed that, he signed it knowing, hey, I'm going to be lined up right there with CeeDee Lamb.
That was being reported day of the draft, which led us to think he's going to get traded. AJ Hawk, you're the final one to give your official. Go ahead.
Is an email verbal?
There's a
probably
voice,
an audio,
voice
yeah.
memo in it.
Okay.
Yep.
Just wanted to go.
He signed it.
Yeah, I am.
You think
Send
that's
it.
the email?
Yeah, that's it.
Is there a subject or no subject?
Ooh.
Or you think it says GP?
GPFT.
GPFT question mark?
It's a subject. From that agency, it's a subject on there.
I think there has to be urgent.
Definitely.
Yeah, we
All
them
right,
boys.
hurry up, y'all. I want to hear what AJ Hawk has to say. I want to know if he's in agreement. So far, across the board, it's been all no's that AJ Brown will not return. Or not AJ Brown. What am I saying? I had AJ Brown on my mind because I was reading what Tiffany said. But Pickens. Across the board, it has been that Pickens will not return.
Maybe.
Urgent, we them boys.
Yeah.
That could be. It's pretty catchy.
Yeah, immediately you're like, oh shit, let's listen to this.
AJ, what are your thoughts on George? What are your thoughts on them boys, the Cowboys, and George Pickens' relationship with them?
I do not believe he will be there week 3 in Brazil. I think he eventually signs his franchise tag and gets traded.
What if he gets traded to the Ravens?
Okay, that's a possibility.
Then he is.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You're right.
Yeah, I guess there's only
And then the
30
Ravens
teams.
back out.
Oh, because that's what they do.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's also a chance he's on the Cowboys and he's just jacking around and misses the flight down there to play the game.
Like in Vegas.
What did
team.
AJ Brown
Could
say?
have.
There's
And
only
then the
30
Ravens
AJ
back
Hawk.
out.
Oh, because that's what they do.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's also a chance he's on the Cowboys. And he's
Week 3 in Brazil. I think he.
It's pretty catchy.
Yeah, immediately you're like, oh shit, let's listen to this.
AJ, what are your thoughts on George? What are your thoughts on them boys, the Cowboys, and George Pickens' relationship with them?
I do not believe he will be there week 3 in Brazil.
No's
I think
across the board. He will not be there.
eventually.
And this is coming from three experienced NFL former players. So you have Pat McAfee, played in the NFL, AJ Hawk played in the NFL, and Darius Butler played in the NFL. 2 of the other guys did not. But actually 3 of the other guys did not. So they still get credit though. You know, they're working with these experienced athletes. So I'll still give them credit. But no's across the board.
His franchise tag and gets traded.
What if he gets traded to the Ravens?
Okay, that's
Y'all, I would not be
Oh.
mad at it. If he gets traded to the Ravens, I'm not mad at it one bit. I would love that for Pickens. You're going to get what you deserve, Cowboys. You're finally going to get what you deserve. I've hated it from the start. I don't like how the Joneses screw over these athletes and they think that it's okay to treat them like this. I've never been a fan of it. And Pickens, like I said in the last thumbnail, and like I'm saying now, Pickens has out-Jerry'd Jones. Let's see what you said, Dan. If you look at the wide receiver room as far as roster goes, you would have a room that has Lamb, Pickens, MVS, Flournoy, Mingo, and Turpin. for the 2026 season. This is what you're proving, Dan, you're proving my point here. Why would MVS sign a deal? Because not all those players are going to get to play, right? We use Turpin on returns, so that's understandable. But not all these players are going to get to play. So why would Pickens sign a deal knowing you brought MVS on? Not only that, but why would MVS even sign a deal if he doesn't know, hey, I'm going to be replacing Pickens? Right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You're right.
Yeah, I guess there's only
And then the
30
Ravens
teams.
back out.
Oh, because that's what they do.
Yeah.
Oh, and another
There's
thing,
also a chance.
with all those names you named, I think it's a waste of money. It's a waste of space to add someone like that when you have when you are thinking you're going to have Pickens, right? I think the Cowboys know that they're not likely to have Pickens, and this is why they signed him. I mean, it is what it is, and it's like they pointed out, if you look at the graphic for the Brazil game against the Ravens, Pickens is not on it. So
He's on the Cowboys and he's just jacking around and misses the flight down there to play the game.
Like in Vegas.
yeah, Matt. See, that's what I said. I wouldn't be mad at it. I think the Joneses should get what they deserve. That to the people, to the Cowboys fans out there, the ones who were defending Stephen Jones, thinking that Stephen Jones was going to be any different from his father, I hope y'all learned your lesson on this. I really do. I hope you see now that that's most certainly not the case.
I could have.
Had played the week 2.
Yeah, and plays week 4. Just
Goes to check out the favelas.
Man, I didn't have my passport.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you guys have a passport?
That's
That whole process is.
Matt, I like what you said here. Arod will be back. He hates not being the center of attention. Mac, you're hilarious. We're gonna get into that. I haven't covered that yet, but that's next on the list.
Redundant, I would say.
And it's an oversight because he's not technically on the team, so they didn't check to see if he had his passport for this game.
Yeah, because they can't put him on the graphics.
Yeah.
They can't do anything at this point.
I like that one.
Fuck. GP, you need your passport. I think you need to get that just in case. Or is he going to raise hell?
I think GP's got a lot of hell raising.
I think so too. I genuinely believe that. All right.
Pat McAfee thinks so. Everybody thinks so. Everybody thinks he's raising HE double hockey sticks and he's getting the heck out of Dallas. I called that, y'all. I've been saying that. I'm so glad I'm not a delusional Cowboy fan. I'm just so glad. Can I just say that? Can I just say, I'm glad I'm not one of the delusional Cowboy fans who believe Jerry Jones, who believe Stephen Jones and the BS that they were feeding everybody, who thought Pickens would sign this franchise tag, even if, and I said this, I said, even if he did sign that tag, he only would have signed that tag knowing that the Cowboys were going to trade him. That's the only way he would sign it. But come to find out, he didn't even sign it. So he still, he knows he still has Dallas. And now Dallas is bringing in another wide receiver because they know. I think Dallas likely knows Pickens is out. And they got played. The Joneses got played by Pickens. I think it's hilarious.
Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, senior NFL insider for ESPN, Adam Schefter.
Oh yeah, this is the news that broke yesterday. When, in fact, so Schefter first said on draft night that Pickens he used, to be fair to what Schefter said, he used future tense words. He didn't use past tense. He didn't say Pickens has already signed it or, what have you. He said is something about is going to sign, but he didn't use past tense words in this. But he addressed it. He said that Pickens had not signed it when everyone thought that he had signed it.
Didn't sign the franchise. What happened? We all heard that he signed a franchise tag their day of draft. We reported. I think everybody kind of reported it. What happened? What this turns out it was a pump fake. It was in invisible ink.
Hey,
Maybe.
what's up? Smoke and talk. Smoke and talk. Let's play your drop. Hold on. Let me remember where I'm at. Okay, 17 seconds.
Rolex wearing. Woo!
My bad.
Diamond ring wearing. Woo!
Oh.
Wheeling. Rolex wearing. Woo! Diamond ring wearing. Woo!
My bad, y'all. That was Pooh Man's drop, and I accidentally hid my background. But let's play Smoke and Talk's drop since they're in the building. And Smoke and Talk, I have a question for you, actually.
Lamar Jackson, ball till you fall.
Ball till you fall.
I love that.
So, Smoke and Talk, we're talking about this George Pickens deal going on right now. Do you believe that George Pickens ends up going to the Ravens? Because Pat McAfee and the cast discussed the possibility of Pickens going to the Ravens. What do you think about that? I wouldn't be mad at it. I said the Cowboys are getting what they deserved. With how they treat these players, they're finally getting what they deserve. And I would not be mad if Pickens went to the Ravens.
What happened? This turns out it was a pump fake. It was in invisible ink. Maybe. How's this kind of come together here?
We reported he is signing, not that he had signed, and the plan is
come on
him to sign. I'm just telling you, so I checked in this morning, and he has not yet signed it, as Todd Archer pointed out. Not signed. I checked in and was told, and I can read you the text. Basically, it says it was draft weekend. Signing the tag immediately wasn't first thing on his mind.
I love this guy.
Got him. On his mind. Pickens played Joneses, man. He played them. I love it. I love to see it. I ain't mad at it one bit.
The wild card. I love
kind
this
of
guy.
GP football.
All right, we appreciate the hell out of you. So we should operate as if he is going to sign, but it isn't signed.
We said he is signing. We'll stand by he is signing, but he is not yet signed.
All right.
Good luck.
All right, thank you. You're the man, ladies and gentlemen. Adam Shepard.
Accepted.
Okay.
So he
that
used
was
futuristic words. He didn't say that he has signed it, but it was just believed that he was going to sign it. But I'm not mad at it. Obviously, today they said no's across the board that Pickens is not returning as a Cowboy, most likely. They all said no's across the board. Let's see what you said. First it was Micah Parsons, then Trayvon Diggs, now George Pickens. We will take him all day. Thank you, Smoke and Talk. I said the same thing. I said, we've seen this with Micah Parsons. We've seen this with Ezekiel Elliott. We've seen this with now George Pickens. Trayvon Diggs. I understand with Trayvon Diggs, right? Trayvon Diggs had injuries. He wasn't consistent anymore. So I get why they let Trayvon Diggs go. But, I mean, even with that, they still had contract issues with Trayvon Diggs. It's always been a history with the Cowboys having these problems. So I said, I'm so glad I'm not a delusional Cowboy fan, and I'm glad I called it out. I said, I don't think Pickens is signing this deal. And even if Pickens signs it, he still has the advantage because no way Pickens signs this deal unless he knows that the Joneses have agreed to trade him. No way he would have signed it. So I was so glad. I'm so glad I said that. I stood on that. I'm happy about it. But let me go back up to what Dan said. But overall, I do like what the Cowboys are doing this offseason. They added pieces on their defense through free agency, trades, and draft. Caleb Downs and Lawrence are going to be great. I agree with that. I think they made great additions. here's my problem, Dan. Here's my issue. It's all the other BS that goes on. This is why I said it's never going to be consistent with the Cowboys. You're always going to have some sort of BS that pops up. This is why I did not buy Pickens signing that deal. This is exactly why I didn't buy it. It's always some sort of BS. It's never clean. It's never clean with the Cowboys. If anyone can turn MVS's career around, it's Dak, because Dak, when he has average wide receivers on his roster, he turns them into stars. Look at, yeah, I mean, I don't think it's so much Dak Prescott, right? Because at the end of the day, it's the wide receiver's responsibility to make those catches. All Dak can do is make the pass. Dak is responsible for making the play, passing the ball, but at the end of the day, it comes up to that wide receiver, tight end, or even a running back, because sometimes, you know, you'll have passes to a running back. At the end of the day, it's their responsibility to make those catches. So I don't really think it has anything much to do with Dak, but that's just me. I think it's just more of the wide receiver talent and stepping up, and that's what you have to have. You have to have a wide receiver that's going to step up, especially as we know now, Pickens is likely headed out the door. I'm awake, coach. Put me in. Hey, Jay Walker, always good to have you here. Let's play your drop, Jay Walker. There we go.
Everyone wave goodbye to Juice Box! Literally wave! Do it! Here's two! Everyone wave!
Don't wave goodbye, y'all. Don't wave goodbye. Wave hello to Juice, y'all. Wave hello to Juice. Do it.
Okay. Guys.
What's up, Juice? Y'all go subscribe to Juice Drops Entertainment and subscribe to Smoke and Talk as well. I forgot to say that, but y'all can subscribe to, let me get my chat pulled up here. Subscribe to Juice Drops Entertainment and subscribe to Smoke and Talk. And of course, Juice Drops, one of the great mods in the YouTube streets, also right there with Pooh Man. She dropped Smoke and Talk's link. Let's see what you said. Dan, this is going to take 2 to 3 years to process for the Cowboys. But again, I can see the vision of what CP is building in terms of building the defense the right way. You know what's funny, Dan, is before this whole Pickens situation, everyone was saying Dallas has a shot. All the analysts recently were saying Dallas has a shot to be Super Bowl contenders, right? But they had to get the Pickens deal done. What happens? What happens? And I called this from the start. Called it from the start. All right, moving on to the next clip on Pickens.
My Dallas Cowboys, though, however, heartbreaking news out of Dallas today. Last week, the Cowboys received a verbal commitment via email from George Pickens' agent that the
Juice, I heard about that. I can't stand that. I can't stand that for you. It's frustrating. As we all know, Coop's talked about it. I've talked about it. I mean, I haven't been in jail yet, but I mean, just being a part of YouTube, I mean, you have to think it's coming at some point. It's coming at some point.
Our receiver is signing the franchise tag, and he is yet to sign the tender as of today, Monday, the 26th of April. Dallas still has no plans to trade him, is what it said. Football Forever says Cowboys Cowboys wide receiver George Pickens did not report to the start of voluntary OTAs and is yet to sign his $27.3 million franchise tender. And I quote, Adam Schefter put this out saying, look, he wants a long-term contract or he would like a trade. Very predictable whenever it comes to the David Moore.
He would like a deal or a trade. This is what I tell y'all. I said he ain't signing that franchise tag unless the Cowboys agree to trade him. He ain't signing it.
type of guys. Dak Prescott did. However, reports of voluntary OTAs. Look at my guy right there, man. Future Super Bowl winning quarterback. And Tom Pelissero put this out. Marquez Valdez-Scantling is now the newest.
Of Care Bear. I ain't gonna lie. That was sweet of Care Bear to say that. But Care Bear, I hate to break it to you. I don't know if that's happening. I would love for Dak Prescott. Y'all know. Dak Prescott is one quarterback I've always wanted a Super Bowl for. But I know the realities of being a Cowboy fan. And it's just not likely to happen. It's unfortunate, but it's just not likely to happen.
Dallas Cowboys wide receiver after signing a 1-year deal. Fellas, a lot of news here for the Dallas Cowboys. What do you guys think George Pickens should do?
Get on out of Dallas. For several reasons. Number one, for the Cowboys' sake, George Pickens needs to move on from Dallas because
Get up out of there. I agree. Get out of there. It's not a good environment. I said the same thing. I said the same thing about QBs. I said it's not a good environment for QBs. Granted, they are, I will give Dallas credit. They are good about how they have veteran QBs and then rookie QBs sit under them, right? You had Drew Bledsoe, Tony Romo, you had Tony Romo, Dak Prescott. So I do think the Cowboys are good about that so far. But as far as having the pieces around them to succeed, I don't think the Cowboys build a QB up to have success when it comes to having the weapons around them. Because you can't get a coach that you would need. We couldn't ever get someone like Mike Tomlin. We couldn't ever get someone like Sean Payton or any of these other head coaches because Jerry Jones wants too much control. This is why he is the owner, and this is why he's the GM. And this is why it didn't work out with him and Jimmy Johnson, because Jerry Jones wanted control over player personnel decisions. And here we are.
Can the Cowboys go through an offseason without distractions, please?
No.
Last year.
No, we can't. Let me tell you. No, we can't. I'll tell you right now. No, we can't go through a season without distractions because it's the Cowboy way, y'all. It's the way the Cowboys ride off into the sunset with the distractions.
Year before, CeeDee Lamb. Year before, Dak Prescott. Years before, Ezekiel Elliott. Can the Cowboys just have one offseason where everybody is all in? There are no contractual distractions. There's no contractual tension. There's no locker room distractions. And can they just focus on ball? The Cowboys just brought in probably one of their...
point just now. You set a QB up to fail when you have these distractions and you don't secure the weapons that they need. It's always been a problem. It was a problem with Amari Cooper. It was a problem with Ezekiel Elliott. It was a problem with Tony Pollard. It was a problem with Micah Parsons. And then now George Pickens. It's always something with the Cowboys. Like I said, I'm glad I'm not a delusional Cowboy fan.
Best rookie classes since that 2016 draft class, Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott. I do not want this draft class and this offseason to be hindered nor to be hampered by all of the chaos that is going to happen with this George Pickens contract. That's the first thing. Then if you GP, you balled. 1,400 yards last year. You want to go get paid, and you do not want to have to beg for your bread. And you sure as hell do not want to have to be franchise tagged, in which case, if you get hurt, you end up losing out on $150 million for the sake of $28 million. So for me, I think it's best if the Cowboys go ahead and part ways. Dak Prescott looks like he's in great shape. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, that's an interesting addition. But the draft class is so good and so strong, T. Let players that aren't going to be honored by being there, let them move on.
When George Pickens was a breath of fresh air for the Cowboys.
Yeah, he was.
He finally had a quarterback in an offense that highlighted his skill set, and he showed what he can do. If you're not gonna pay the man, just trade him. And now people say, "Oh,
if you're not gonna pay the man, just trade him. Just go ahead and get it out of the way." Y'all are playing a game now. It's been a game. Ever since Stephen Jones came out and said what he said, it was shots fired. So now Pickens and his agent is obviously firing back because his agent was like, "Oh yeah, Pickens will sign that deal." Psych, it ain't happening.
only a second-round pick for a guy that did what he did. You got to understand, when I give up this second-round pick, you understand the type of contract I have to pay this young man? And so, Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, whose idea?
Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, Lakers in 5, y'all. Oh, man. That was funny. To me, it was funny.
It was that. Hey, we're not going to sign George Pickens to a contract extension, so he's going to have to sign this franchise tag or else. Whose idea was that?
I can tell you right now whose idea it was. It was the Joneses. Of course it was the Joneses' idea, because, you know, them coming out saying all that BS. And I said it before and I'll say it again. This is why I had an issue with these delusional Cowboy fans saying that, well, Stephen Jones is probably going to be different and all this stuff. No, he's not. No, he's not. Oh, man. You know, that's not Jerry's way. Exactly. Exactly, Tiffany. That's not how Jerry does business, right? I feel like I need a meme. Let's see. Let's go to my memes. Let's see what I got. I feel like
This whole conversation bothers me big time. It really does.
This whole conversation bothers me, y'all.
No, your name Dum Dum. Oh, you in trouble, Dum Dum. You better run.
They dum-dums, for real.
You Dum Dums.
I don't show it all the time, but deep down inside, like, I slap shit out of all y'all.
Like, I knew it, bro. I've been saying this forever, but I just needed a little clarification.
My Dallas Cowboys, though, however,
Y'all, I knew it, bro. I just needed a little clarification. I knew Pickens was not signing that deal. I knew it. I said the only way he signs that deal is if the Joneses agree to a trade. And I don't show it all the time to these delusional Cowboy fans, but I'll slap all y'all. I'll slap all y'all, including the Joneses. Because I'm telling you, I'm going to slap some sense into some of y'all. Y'all were thinking that Pickens was going to really sign that. Nah. Lakers in 5. Yeah, man, I'm going to start saying that now. That's going to be my new saying. Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, Lakers in 5. Oh, man. Nothing is going to change. Nothing's going to change. And this is why I said, man, so I will say, I hope that it is a little bit different with Stephen Jones, but I just don't know how different it can be. How different can it be once Jerry Jones passes away, right? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, they might be better off giving the business to Charlotte. Charlotte might have some sense. Let me hear from Charlotte. I miss him, Edwards, as an analyst. Yeah, we were talking about him. I added that as a drop for Steven in the chat. I added that as a drop for him. All right, moving on, y'all, from this Pickens situation. Let's go to Arod.
A lot of moving parts. What we don't have, and what we haven't brought up, is the Aaron Rodgers unrestricted free agent tender, okay, which the Pittsburgh Steelers have placed on Aaron Rodgers. I believe that allows them to still receive a compensatory pick if he was to go to another team or play this upcoming season. I think it also means that if Aaron Rodgers doesn't sign with another team by the beginning of training camp, he won't be allowed to. Basically, he has to play.
Said real quick. A wide receiver room with Liam, MVS, Flournoy, Mingo, and Turpin might be all right, but I'm not sure it would be the best wide receiver room in the NFL. It might. I'm not going to discredit any of them, right? I'm not discrediting these players. You never know how someone's going to perform, how one of these athletes are going to perform until the cleats hit the turf. As I said, this is my new saying. If I see anyone else copy my new saying, I'm gonna be ticked off. Okay? I'm gonna be real mad. But this is my new saying. We don't know how these players are going to perform until the cleats hit the turf. So until I see all of them on the turf with their cleats, I can't speak to how it will be. I can't say that it'll be bad. I can't say that it'll be good. Same with the Eagles. I said the same thing with the Eagles. We don't know. I really hope they end up having the most success just because people are doubting these smaller wide receivers. I hope they have a great season because of that. And we don't know. We don't know how it's going to go until the cleats hit the turf.
For the Steelers. So a decision has to be made by the beginning of training camp if he was going to play elsewhere. There was some conjecture from an Adam Schefter tweet that initially rolled this out. Said like the Steelers have the right to match or the right of first refusal. I guess that's not exactly true, but they will get compensatory pick if he was to go to another team, and that decision has to be made before training camp as opposed to something that happens afterwards. From our understanding of this rarely used tender, I guess, which has an unrestricted free agent now restricted a little bit. How?
Never heard of this.
Maybe.
How does that work?
I guess it's been used before, is what we were told.
Yeah.
In the years past,
So
I
the
guess.
Steelers are using a rare UFA deal, and it's so rare I ain't even seen it used. But first time for everything. So I'm seeing it get used on Arod, and they talked about this a little bit later on the show too with AJ Hawk, and McAfee brought up, this might tick off Aaron Rodgers because they're trying to put restrictions on him that if he was to return, it has to be for the Steelers. And AJ Hawk spun it around. He said, or Aaron Rodgers could look at it as they respect him so much that they're showing they only want him. And they're going to stop at nothing to get him. And, you know, A-Rod could take it that way. So I really like AJ Hawk's input on that. And you got to think, AJ Hawk and Aaron Rodgers, they're pretty close. They're former teammates. So we'll see.
Dobbins was the last one, I believe, last year or the year before that.
Okay, so now the big question is, do they think Aaron's potentially going to play for somebody else, which is why they want a compensatory pick? Okay, that feels like big news, if that is the news. And how is Aaron going to react to them? Did they, you know, there's just so much drama potentially around this entire thing on all sides. Interesting move that I have not seen, and I had no idea this has been used before by teams. This feels like quite a loss by the NFLPA in negotiations of the CBA, that a guy who's played in the NFL for 20...
it's like 23rd or 24th area.
20. What if his decision was, I'm gonna wait till see if somebody gets hurt, go into a place, maybe be a mercenary here, you know, towards the end of my career. It's like, nope, actually you can't do that. You have to decide you're gonna do that before the season even starts. Like, that's an interesting little thing that I didn't know existed. And shout out to, I guess, the NFL's lawyers for negotiating this in there, because what an interesting little tactic to keep somebody kind of having to live in your world as opposed to their own world.
I mean, I guess I'm just a fool. I thought this would all be sorted out by the draft.
Yeah.
I guess we are still on Aaron Rodgers' timeline, and now with this wrinkle here, this is interesting. I'm sure more details will probably come out about this, but this is very, very. And what are those? What will be those other landing places, especially right after the draft, where everybody has filled whatever needs they have at the quarterback position?
Yeah,
we know
that's another
injuries
thing.
always.
They have no threats to necessarily losing Aaron Rodgers. He's not going to go back to the Jets, right? He ain't going back there. So what other place? Maybe Miami. I think I've heard Miami brought up before. That's the only one I could think of.
Happen, but I mean, Aaron, at this stage in his career, would you go somewhere and learn a new offense? Like we all, even with Mike Tomlin, we went on NBC, say, hey, gun to head, Aaron's gonna be the quarterback. Tone, you back and forth. You know.
I am not back and forth. See you later, dude.
What?
Okay. All right, so I guess that's how Steelers Nation
Come on,
feels.
Tone.
Yeah, maybe the Arizona.
Tone, he is a Steelers fan. For those of you who don't know, he said he wants him out of there.
Cardinals with
there you go.
another LaFleur.
Yeah.
The immediate thought last year, if this conversation would have been happening, is the Minnesota Vikings, because the Minnesota Vikings were potentially going to be in play with Kevin O'Connell's offense, and they got Justin Jefferson, and obviously they got Addison. They had Aaron Jones last year. I mean, they had weapons all over the place. B-Flow on defense, you'd expect them to have success. They bring in Kyler Murray. Kyler now basically going to be their guy. Tua ends up where? In Atlanta.
Yeah.
And then Miami is
Malik
Willis.
Yep.
I mean, the Browns aren't scared to add another
You
quarterback.
can go back to the Jets, maybe.
I mean, you're right. The Browns could potentially add another
That does
quarterback.
sound like Rodgers. Go play for the Browns in his last
I don't,
year.
think Browns, I don't think Browns. I think they're pretty set on having Watson. They got Sanders. They got too much QB drama as is. I don't think the Browns.
Join a room.
Yeah, join a room. Okay.
But a contract offer's out there now. We know it's $15 million, right? 1 year, $15 million. That's kind of what this tender does. So Aaron can't say that there's not a contract offer out there anymore.
It's a 10% raise of a last year's salary, which would pay him about $15 million, says Schefter. But if that was $10 million, wouldn't that be $11 million then instead of $15 million? Whatever the case is, this particular tender has placed the amount of money in a formal offer, I guess, from the Pittsburgh Steelers to Aaron Rodgers has now been public.
Pooh Man, shout out to you, Pooh Man. You sent me a video in the Discord, and it was on how contracts work. I'm gonna show that tomorrow. I'm not showing it today, but my plan, I'm probably going to do less news coverage of what's going on with sports, unless it's an announcement that Aaron Rodgers is returning. Then I'm for sure covering that. But if, it's no serious announcement like that with Aaron Rodgers, Pickens, or what have you, my plan is to just show a ton of sports videos. That's the plan for tomorrow. But Pooh Man, the one I'm showing for sure tomorrow is the one on how contracts work in the NFL.
I believe is what this would be, and compensatory picks if he was to go elsewhere.
Yeah, and it kind of puts a deadline on Aaron now that if you do want to play for another team or whatever, you need to do it by the time camp comes, because we'd also like to know what our quarterback situation by the time we open camp.
You got Will Howard and Drew Howard.
What?
And Mason.
And Mace Dog.
Sounds like you are ready to turn the page.
Yeah, vibes-wise, I am.
Yeah, why though? Why are you so weird? Good time. Pittsburgh just had 5,000 folks come through the NFL draft.
And all the players were saying, like, hey, if Aaron doesn't come back, Will Howard's our guy. They're all speaking glowingly of him. He's at a Luke Combs concert, shotgun and beers. He's not trying to find the stars or whatever he's doing out there. Okay, he knows he wants. Will knows he wants to play ball.
We don't know what his process will be if he plays 23 years in the NFL.
What do you mean find the stars?
Unbelievable. Will Howard is a good leader, though, they say. I'm not saying that Aaron isn't, but it was very obvious that Will Howard was QB1 at the Pittsburgh Penguins game that we went to. Both in the parking lot before we went in, they were waiting for Will. When Will got there, QB1. Whenever he was in the Pittsburgh Penguins building, it's a hockey night in Pittsburgh. Will Howard in the middle of that entire thing. I believe at a ribbon cutting ceremony, Will Howard was like very much Will Howard acting.
Even if Arod doesn't return, they seem pretty confident in Howard. But I will say, Steelers have made moves for A-Rod's return. They threw out the contract in front of him. They're offering him more money than, getting just the minimum. So it's up to A-Rod now.
Like QB1 around teammates, and I guess that's because he is, right?
Technically, as of right now, as the Phase 1 minicamp, whatever, last week, yes, he was QB1.
And he also came out and said, if Aaron comes back, cool, I get another year watching Aaron Rodgers. If not, I'm ready to go. It's like, feels like I have believed in Will Howard longer, I think, than most.
You have, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Longer than most.
And
still do. And I still, from what we saw from him, and at the Combine, freezing cold, warm up the arm, doing the entire thing, going through a situation.
All right, so we'll see what happens with that. But speaking of A-Rod's possible return, here's what Mike Tomlin had to say about this. I played it yesterday. I'm playing it again because I am of the belief that A-Rod will return, and I'm standing on that, especially after what Mike Tomlin had to say.
All right, I can't let you leave here without putting you to work just a little bit, okay? Just a little bit.
Okay.
Can you tell me who you believe will be the quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers next season?
Man, if you got a gun to my head, I'd say it's AR. I just think, Aaron, I just think being around him for
Bold
the 12.
statement. He said, if you had a GUN to my head, I'm picking Arod to return. I think that's bold. Bold to say from a coach that had been there for 19 years.
Once that I'm around him, he got a love affair with the game of football. And not only the game, but the process. The informal moments, the development of younger guys, the interaction with teammates. I think he has an addiction to that.
Big
And there's
words. Big words for somebody who was a part of the game for 19 years. High praise. He said he has an addiction to the game and he's big on developing these younger players. Huge respect for Aaron Rodgers for that. I know people like to hate on him, but I respect Mike Tomlin for what he's saying about Aaron Rodgers as an athlete, and I respect Aaron Rodgers for that aspect of being a veteran who is willing to teach these younger QBs.
one way to feed it, and certainly he is still capable and in really good shape. And so I think at the end of the day, he'll play football.
All right, there we go. Now, I do think that Aaron Rodgers returns. And I like what Mike Tomlin had to say on it. And Mike Tomlin, I think he's the most qualified to speak on that subject. But speaking of Mike Tomlin moving to analyst work for NBC, there's more news that broke on NBC. They let another one go. Here it is.
I did see Mike Tomlin this weekend. His first appearance on NBC. He'll, of course, replace Tony Dungy, Football Night in America. And I'm just seeing online right now that Chris Sims, my old pal, out at NBC for Football Night in America as well.
Chris Sims is now out at NBC. So not only do you have Tony leaving, now you have Chris leaving.
What's interesting about that one is that Chris Sims is the one that announced it. And then NBC had to confirm it. So it looks like major changes for a Football Night in America. Look, we all agreed Tony Dungy had to go.
Had to go.
And while not everyone might think Mike Tomlin's a good replacement, I do.
Who thinks that Mike Tomlin is not a good replacement? I think he'll be great at it. He has the personality. If you see the things he said on the sidelines, the reporter saying, we do not care. And telling the players, if you blink, rip your eyelids off. Things like that. He has the personality for this. So I'm excited to see Mike Tomlin. I think he'll be great at it. Definitely more personality than Tony. Tony was dull. I've said that. Tony was dull. It's surprising that Chris is now out because I actually liked Chris. I thought he had more of a personality. I'm not the biggest fan. Wasn't the fan of Tony, and surprisingly, I wasn't a fan of Jason Garrett, Dallas's former head coach. I'm not a big fan of him either. I think he's kind of dull and boring. I think he has great input at times, but for the most part, I'm not a big fan of him. I'd rather see Jason Garrett go than Chris Sims, if I'm being honest.
I think Mike Tomlin, and I think we have to show some grace there.
Yeah.
He's never done it before.
Right.
But I think Mike Tomlin is the type of dude who's got the personality. I think he will grow into it and be very, very good at it.
I agree with you.
Look, I've known Chris Sims for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I gave him his first shot to do radio. He filled in for Boomer when Boomer and I were together at WFAN. And I do call him a friend. But bye-bye. Had to go, I guess.
Yeah, that show.
I don't know. I don't know.
Of the pre and post shows.
I don't know.
To me, that was my least favorite.
Yeah.
So I can't.
Is Mike Florio out too? I wonder.
That's a rumor that's out there.
Because if you're NBC, I like Chris Sims a lot. I think he's very talented.
He is
and I
talented.
think Chris will get a job in about a finstant, which is quicker than an instant, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like Mike Florio's connected at the hip to NBC.
Yeah.
NBC owns the podcast and the website, Pro Football Talk. That's an NBC Sports product now. They paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're saying goodbye to Chris Sims, Are you also saying goodbye to Mike Florio? And are you getting out of that business altogether as well? Or are you saying to those two guys,
questions going on right now. What is up, 3 a.m.? Good to see you. I'm so glad you're finally here because 3 a.m. we're going to get into the conversation me and you had yesterday on this college football situation because the news broke of some gambling going on. But let me play your drop, 3 a.m. Okay. Shout out to you, 3 a.m.
hiring Bob Costas as the studio guy?
Great. For
Great
baseball,
decision.
great decision.
I think they've largely gotten a B plus to an A in their basketball coverage. That halftime show's gotten better and better and better. So I think NBC has done a great job in the last year. I like Chris Sims. I also one of those guys that likes Mike Florio. But if you're going to replace him, it'd be very interesting to see who you replace them with. Because I assume it's going to be young.
To see who gets replaced. I think Mike Tomlin is a great addition. Obviously, you have Maria Taylor. I love her. Who else? Oh, yeah, Jason Garrett, not the biggest fan. Like I said, I'd rather see Jason Garrett go than Chris Sims, but it is what it is. I think they kept Rodney Harrison, so we'll see. We'll see what goes on. What's up, CDT Beats? Good to see you here. Let me play your drop. I still gotta add your music to this drop. Still haven't done that yet. I need to add that to my notes. I keep forgetting. Hold up. Why ain't it playing? I don't know why I did that. But let me add it to my notes because I keep forgetting to replace that song. Let's see, which one do I have for the drops? I don't know which list it is, but I'll just put it here. CDT Beats, drop, music. There we go. Add it to my notes so I don't forget. All right, moving on to this college football scandal. We'll see. It's all the way up here.
Let's go to a massive scandal in college football.
Yeah, huge.
This is a big deal for all of sports, certainly collegiate sports, because there's a lot more athletes in that.
You said bring Joe Buck. LOL, just kidding. I mean, I like Joe Buck as an analyst. Like, I like him and Troy Aikman together. I like their analyst work. So I would not want to see him go.
Gambling becoming as readily available and prevalent as it is to society has certainly become a little bit of adversity for leagues having to monitor their own players and coaches. Obviously, Pete Rose is who everybody kind of points to in the sports world whenever you get drafted into a professional team or you're playing college football or college sports of all. Me, and D-Button have had to sit through numerous meetings at every single level saying, don't be Pete Rose, do not gamble, do not put the integrity of the game ever in question. If you do that, it can ruin it for everybody.
Now, something that me and 3 a.m. discussed yesterday when I was telling y'all it's not about the SEC having an even playing field. People like to say, oh, the playing field was made even when NIL, transfer portal, and all of these additions came along. No, it's changes made throughout the history of college football by these committees that benefit certain conferences. You've seen it for the past 2 decades with the SEC. It was their time to shine. Now, the committee made these changes and it's benefiting the Big Ten. Something that 3AM brought up is the gambling aspect of it. Now you add in that, and it's a dirty business right now, y'all. Which sports gambling has always been a thing, right?
Very, very real, but gambling is much easier to do as opposed to the backseaty days that was always happening, but certainly not as easily available. Now we have a story that is rocking college football. Brendan Sorsby, formerly of the University of Cincinnati, transferred to Texas Tech as the #1 quarterback in the transfer portal. The guy was an absolute.
I mentioned him. I mentioned the Texas Tech, because I told y'all this new rule that they made really isn't hurting any of the main starting positions. It really doesn't affect them because they're making a rule where if you transfer 2 times, you sit out. But the main starters are only transferring once. I used him as an example. The guy that transferred to Texas Tech, he only transferred 1 time. But now he's in trouble.
Started Cincy. Texas Tech has all-stars all across the board. They got a lot of money from. They take shovels out there, and they go down, and then there's this. They literally live on top of what provides for them, which is just oil down there.
That's right.
They got a lot of oil. They're building a monster down there. They have a monster down there. Obviously, #2 overall pick, David Bailey, is from Texas Tech. That's only going to continue with what they were able to do. Brendan Sorsby, highly sought after by everybody. Texas Tech wins the battle. They're going to go. Now he's in a residential treatment for a gambling addiction. And it's come out that he gambled on games in which he was a part of the team at Indiana his freshman year, even though he did not play, which was the school he was at before Cincinnati.
So it is said that Cincinnati knew about this addiction, this gambling addiction, and they overlooked it.
Report that there was over 1,000 bets made, and then there was some baseball bets allegedly made for like $1 or $2.50. Now we await what is going to happen for all of this. We assume massive suspension or penalty to Brendan Sorsby, but the man who will know is the man who put out all these tweets. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, the authority of college sports, Pete Thamel.
Now, I don't know if they're going to mention it, but it has already been said that he is suspended indefinitely, and he is in a treatment program for his gambling addiction.
Thank you for joining us. Every time you join us, it's seemingly something super serious.
Oh, yeah,
That
and
is
I
why
wanted
we
to add too, I've mentioned this gambling thing before, right? I said it's interesting because with college football, you don't know what these players are doing. They can be accessing this through family members, through friends. And this is how they're able to do sports betting and get away with it. This has been going on. I've been saying this. But this guy, Sorsby, he's one that got caught. Oh yeah, and what's up, Talk Me Through It podcast? Thank you for being here. I know you said you're driving and listening, so stay safe on the road. Y'all go subscribe to Talk Me Through It podcast with Tierra and D. Also subscribe to 3AM Adoptee Voices. Great work that they do over there. Please subscribe to their channel. It really brings awareness to adoption, and that needs to be talked about more. So go subscribe to their channel. What is up, D Money? D Money is a gamer. Go subscribe to D Money as well.
And here you are the man for the job. This is a big deal, obviously, not only for Sorsby, his family, his trajectory, Texas Tech, but college football as a whole. Can you kind of take us where we're at, how they found out, and what's possible with this entire thing?
Yeah, Pat. Let's start with the macro. I think culturally, you touched on it. This is a giant story. He will become the first face of collegiate gambling. There has obviously been other instances, even some of the college basketball gambling stuff that I came on your show about a little while ago, came out today in terms of prop bets and everything. But he is the first major college athlete to be the centerpiece of this. This is someone who projected as a first-round pick in the 2027 NFL draft. He's a $5 million plus portal edition. He was number one in Max Wilson's ESPN portal ranks this year. Brendan Sorsby is one of the faces of college football. So for him to come out, enter a gambling addiction in-house treatment is residential treatment, I should say, is just certainly like an eye-popping moment for the sport, for gambling, and the intersection of gambling and sports has never been more together. Like you said, everything's available on your hand and such. So I think what people want to know, Pat, is, will he play college football again? And he, I would say he faces long odds to do that right now. If you dial into what the NCAA has listed in terms of potential punishments for what he's accused of doing, that if you bet on your own team, while you are a member of that team, you face a permanent ban. And so
if he
that
gets
is
caught, if it's revealed that he betted against his own team or made bets regarding his team, indefinite ban. He's banned from. Basically, I think this kid ruined his college career. That's what I think. It's sad, y'all. It's really sad, but I said it before, say it again. This has been going on. This has been a thing because when sports betting became easy access and you could have it on devices and make these sports bets, I said this. I said, who's to say these athletes aren't having family members, friends, and they're using their accounts and getting away with this?
That is sort of the odds that Brendan Sorsby is up against. Is there leniency for him coming out and admitting it? Is there is there an evolution in thought because of the pervasiveness of the gambling? Those are all things that are being bandied around right now. But by the pure letter of the law, it would be he faces a long uphill climb in order to play football at Texas Tech next year, and he certainly doesn't have any other eligibility past that. He's played 4 redshirted and then played 3, so this is his final actual year of eligibility.
Okay, so thank you for all of that. You use some words in there that are awesome, and I'll try to use them later. Bandy about, yeah, whatever it is in its entirety.
He might be able to have an opportunity in the UFL. That's my only bet.
It said it was a gambling app, so that would mean that they can track all of his bets. The people that will be investigating him at the NCAA will be able to see all of his bets, right? Will we publicly be able to know all of his bets? Because obviously we've heard of this freshman bet at IU when he wasn't playing and he bet on them to win, allegedly, is what it all is. I'm not saying that means he should be okay because he bet on them to win. We cannot. I've stood pretty firm as somebody who has got into sports gambling, as a retired athlete, as somebody that comes from Pittsburgh, okay, as somebody that knows a lot of people that
I don't do sports betting. I've had people ask me. I've helped others, of course, with theirs. But me personally, I'm not involved in it. I'm not a part of it. Have I debated it before? Have I debated doing it? Of course. I said, maybe I should get in on the action. Because I really help, my friends win money on theirs. But I'm glad that I haven't done it. I'm glad that I have not done it and contributed to this chaos.
Entire life have been doing this. The people playing the sport and the people covering the sport talking about gambling are 2 very different things. And the people that are playing the sport know that, and they've been told that their entire life. It's for the good of the entire everything. I mean, you can't have people questioning whether or not a game is rigged or if everybody's trying to work against it. That takes down all of sports. So I understand people are going to attack us because we obviously promote DraftKings at this point, and DraftKings is all over our stuff, and we talk about sports gambling. That's because the fans and the people covering it can treat sports gambling a little bit differently than the people that are actually playing it. There's a responsibility. There is a accountability process of, like, whenever you're playing the sport, you are and it sucks that this is happening during their era, but you are what society is betting on. You cannot be a part of the action until you retire. I think that's understood by all athletes. I think that is.
And this is
but
just
it is
contributing to the problem, right? This is what I got into with 3 a.m. yesterday when we were having this discussion, because he's the one that brought up how gambling has impacted the game as well. And when you have this going on and people questioning, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, I've been questioning these games. I've been questioning these referees because of this right here. And you also factor in the committees, how the committees impact the game. You have the committees for each decade making changes that can cause certain conferences to no longer have a championship run. I used the SEC as an example. I said for the past 2 decades, it's been the SEC. They tried to change the BCS to the CFP to, I think, impact the SEC's opportunity into making it to a national championship. Obviously, that didn't work. So what additional changes did they make? Brought in NIL, brought in the transfer portal. Now you are starting to see it impact the SEC. This is why you've seen a change to the Big Ten taking over again. And now you have this going on. Can you really? I really hate to be like this, y'all. I really do. But when it's right here in front of us, it's like, come on.
It's kind of an interesting dilemma to talk about as we are like, and on that note, Texas Tech over under is 7.5 now without Sorsby. They got to like because it is so just a part of culture, but we should expect, I think personally, the athletes to stay out of it. Like it has to happen because everything falls if that is the time.
I'm telling you right now, it's not happening, especially with the athletes who are at these smaller schools who are not receiving NIL. This is why Nick Saban thinks that there needs to be changes made on this NIL because it needs to be fair across the board. You can't just have these certain schools getting the most of NIL and certain players benefiting from it. It needs to be fair across the board. But when you have these smaller schools with these no name athletes, you think they're doing sports betting? Heck yeah, they're gonna try to get their money somehow. They're likely using their family members, their friends to get in on the sports betting so they can make some money.
If the people watching, even the sports books are done, they'll stop taking bets on like everything is over. So I don't know. It's tough for me to talk about because I'm so against it, but I do gamble on games. So as somebody that covers the sports in which we talk about, so it's like it's an interesting time in our society. So maybe the rules do evolve a little bit, especially if they can see every bet that has been made. You know.
Yeah, Pat, I'm sure the NCAA is going to end up with access to what bets are made. I don't think we'll know that. We'll know that publicly. But one thing, as you know, the story broke yesterday afternoon and the day went on, I got a ton of calls from college football coaches wanting to know.
I'm just wondering what changes the NCAA can make to stop this. What changes can you make? Are you going to put in writing, hey, we have to investigate your family and the apps they use if they use sports gambling? What are you going to do to stop this?
exactly what happened, why it happened, and because they weren't like looking for the tea. What they wanted to do was scare the pants off their team in team meetings day. I guarantee you, every team in college football that met today, the first slide that came down on the projector was a picture of Brendan Sorsby and all the assorted headlines from all the different media outlets and clips for what happened. Because this stuff right now, Pat, as you said, is so accessible to everyone. And, look, there's monitoring, right? Like, if you remember the baseball scandal that took down the Alabama baseball coach, they knew, like, what cement block he was on, the guy who placed the bets, who got the inside information. Like, they could track you to the foot of where you are and where you make these bets. The technology is unbelievable, and you hit the nail on the head, Pat. These are multi-billion-dollar industries.
And this is why the players and the coaches, the referees, they're not using their names. They're not using their own accounts. They've gotten smarter about it. They've started to use family members, friends.
And if the integrity of the game is under question, that is a giant threat to these billion-dollar industries. So there's massive education, like you and D-Butt talked about. I'm sure you sat through a ton of those meetings. But there's also everyone's phone in major college football that I know of, depending on what service they use, is subject to an app where they can track what you download and when you do, and pings go back to that. So clearly, Brendan Sorsby had a way around that. If you remember the Iowa State scandal, which I'm sure Ty does, it was one of the participants in that had his mom open up the gambling app for him, and he.
What I tell you, family members, they'll use family members, friends. They're not gonna put their name on it. They've gotten smarter about it.
Through his mom's account, but
the only way I could think that I would have to look into this. The only way I could think that the Iowa player got caught with his mom's app of sports betting is if someone on the team of another cousin or a family member reported it for money, right? If they knew this information and they were like, well, I can make money off of this, and so they snitched and told like TMZ Sports or something like that. It's the only way I could think that they got caught, because how else are all these athletes going to get caught unless someone was to snitch? I'm telling you, it's going on more than what people think. There's a lot of family members that are a part of the scheme. There's a lot of friends that are a part of the scheme. Because they can't check the family member's phone, not unless they get some inside scoop.
Here, those workarounds don't work. Like, you will eventually get caught. There's just too much information that's available right now.
I don't agree with Pete Thamel on that. Those workarounds do work. The workarounds definitely do work, because he could only name one school who got caught using a family member's account, sports betting account. One. They're not tracking everybody. It's impossible to track every family member's phone or every friend's phone. And you got to think, it's their account. So that person could easily say, this is mine. This isn't his. He has nothing to do with it. This is my account. So there are workarounds.
Brendan Sorsby right now looms as a cautionary tale for all of college sports.
Yeah, the trail is always going to lead to you at some point. I mean, it's just kind of how it goes, especially with the geotagging of where the betting is.
I guess funny that he got caught in a way, because what if someone at Cincinnati snitched on him? Because you got to think, they were ticked off that he left, that he transferred to Texas Tech and is getting NIL. I'm wondering if someone snitched.
On this entire thing, and we appreciate you so much for your time. When were these bets being made? Because I saw a number like 1,000 plus, and then I saw some baseball stuff being posted. Was
1,000 plus bets?
baseball bets? Like, what do we know as of this moment when his most recent bets were? Was there a tie? It was like, is this happening at Cincy? You know, like what is the most recent bet?
So my understanding of the betting timeline is that it started when he arrived at Indiana in 2022 and went through his time at Cincinnati. I don't know, Pat, if he had bet at all since he arrived at Texas Tech. That information hasn't been available to me. But the sheer vastness of this
3 a.m. I
is
seriously think that. I seriously think Cincinnati was bitter. It was said that Cincinnati knew about this gambling problem, right? How else would they have known that he had a gambling problem since Cincinnati? How else would they would have known that? So I think this came from someone at Cincinnati. They reported it, and now he's getting caught at Texas Tech. That's my theory.
something that's is something that's really significant, right? Like you have thousands of bets. Now he wasn't betting, thousands of dollars a game. This was, balls and strikes, small stuff. The kind of things, quite frankly, kids his age do. Like when I walk through the crowd in game day to go do one of my injury hits, people just scream like a random tailback. What do you think? Plus minus 78 yards today. Like that is how that age and that generation consumes sports. They don't consume it through the, hey, is West Virginia, just to use your example, going to win today? They view it through their own personal prism of, I have a bet on this prop, on this guy, on this team. How will that unfold?
As somebody who played a lot of cards, poker, a pretty big part of my story.
No, I wanted to learn how to play poker. I've never played poker and I've never played chess. I've wanted to learn though.
Somebody that
I'll be honest though, I don't know if I'd be any good at poker because I'm not good with poker face. I have a condition where my face turns red really easily. If I'm embarrassed, if I'm lying, my face will easily turn red. So I don't think I could have a good poker face.
blackjack, pretty big high limits throughout most of my NFL career, and they would get mad about us either accepting free drinks at casinos, but they could have scratch offs. It's like the constant debate on what you're allowed to gamble on, what you're not allowed to gamble on, where you're allowed to gamble, how you're allowed to gamble has always been happening in sports, at least in the NFL. Now in college, it's like if we know that this guy's betting on balls and strikes, it's like that's not a big deal, right?
No, not at all.
That can't be a big deal. But if he's betting on football, on his team, it's like that, I think, is probably the one. And now it's already out there. They bet on Indiana.
Deal. Even if he wasn't betting on football, it's a big deal. Because you are not, it's in the rules that you're not allowed to do sports betting in general as an athlete.
As a freshman, it's like he wasn't playing though.
Now
the conversation
I take that back. Maybe it's just within college sports that they're not allowed to do sports betting. I think these college athletes can do sports betting if it's the NFL. I think that's what it is. I can't remember if they changed the rule on that, though. I'll have to look into it.
In that building.
I agree.
Especially in college, we don't have to put all the injury information like you do in the NFL, so you're privy to
if he's making bets while he's the starting quarterback at Cincinnati in any capacity, like he's dead to rights. There's no wiggle room.
That's what I think. In any capacity, it's not good. It's not a good look.
There, I don't think.
All right, Pete, keep us updated, will you please?
Thanks, Pat. Cheers, guys.
Hey, have you talked to Cody Campbell down there at Texas Texans? This has all happened. What happens with that? Legit?
Yeah, is there like some type of breach of contract?
I would assume so.
And who replaces Sorsby there in Texas Tech?
I would have to think with this NIL deal that they have something in writing similar to like a show cause with these coaches. If you cheat it like in any way, that you get a show cause put on you and you can no longer coach in college football for so many years. I've used Jim Harbaugh as an example. He was in trouble for cheating, the cheating scandal at Michigan. The year he won the national championship, they put a 10-year show cause on him. So he cannot return to college football as a head coach for that amount of time. I'm wondering if they have it in the NIL agreement that he can't receive this money if you have some sort of scandal like this. I would have to think they have it in writing.
The contractual piece, depending on how this unfolds, will be a fascinating one, and there's no answers to that 24 hours out here, D-Butt, but it is a compelling question. We haven't ever seen anything quite like this. The backup at Texas Tech is a young man named Will Hammond. If you remember Texas Tech's win at Utah this year, Will Hammond subbed in
I
for
remember
Baron
Will
Morton.
Hammond. I think he did great. I think he did good for the starts he had at Utah. I think he did good.
Baron Morton was obviously dealing with those leg issues all year, and Will Hammond balled out that day. I think he was 13 of 16 passing, 2 touchdowns. He's dual threat. He ran for 60-something yards. He was a weapon that day, as you would like to say, Pat. And they really thought of him as the future of Texas Tech football. He tore his ACL midway through last year, I believe in October. So his projected timeline, according to Joey McGuire, to return, the best case scenario, McGuire said this spring, is week 3 of next year.
Man, we are starting to see the dangers of having this NIL, because we've seen players getting sued now for transferring. I think Georgia was one of them. They sued one of their players for transferring to Missouri, I believe, over NIL. Who else? Duke, I think, sued. I can't remember if the Texas Tech one got sued or not, but I know that they had some disputes over that with NIL. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me, y'all. The impact this is having now. And like I said, this was all part of the committee's ideas to have a new conference take over in the national championships, because this is mainly benefiting Big Ten. This is why you've seen the Big Ten win the past 3 national championships. And I even had the list of each era. So this list of each era shows you the rules that were changed in that decade and which team became dominant because of those rule changes. So early on, you had the Big Ten, the Pac-8, Pac-12, it's changed, and independent schools, I think. Well, let me see. I gotta look at the list for myself of what it was. Okay, that was Pac-8, because, that changed. But you had them in the 60s and 70s, and then the rule change that impacted and carried over to the next season, which then you had the ACC become dominant. You also had independent schools become dominant. And you had the TV rule impact it and carry on into the era of the SEC, which the SEC is an interesting one, right? I said this before. When you had the BCS, I thought when they switched from BCS to CFP, I'm like, yeah, they're making changes in order to try to impact the SEC from being dominant. Clearly, it didn't work because the SEC was still able to be dominant for another decade. So then they went back to the drawing board and they were like, okay, we got to make changes to be able to have another conference take over. They were tired of seeing the Alabama-Georgia national championships. They made the changes, and now the Big Ten is taking over due to NIL, transfer portal, and you also have sports betting going on now. So there's just a lot of things that's impacted the conferences within the different decades. And I've been saying this. It has nothing to do with the playing field being made even. It has nothing to do with that. People like to insult Nick Saban and say, oh, well, he just quit because the playing field was made even when they brought in NIL and transfer portal. But was it made even? Was it made even? Or, as this is clear proof, by each decade, the rule changes impact which conference is going to be dominant. And now this is why you're seeing the Big Ten take over. I think it's more likely what I'm saying. It's clear proof right here. Clear proof for you. Fascinating to me. And you also had Nick Saban himself speak on this.
To me, in this day and age of the culture we have now in college football, paying players name, image, and likeness, transferring, it's an advantage for the Big Ten. I don't care. You'll never convince me otherwise.
The North?
And I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you, Nick Saban. It's advantage for the Big Ten, and you'll never convince me otherwise. Especially when I showed you all, oh wait, this ain't it. Especially when I showed you all proof. By each decade, each changes that were made to benefit certain conferences. Now you're mainly seeing it just be like one dominant conference with each decade. But the past 3 years, this is what's crazy. The past 3 years, y'all, just think, it's only been the Big Ten. How's the playing field being even when you're only seeing one conference dominate? And trust me, this is coming from someone who's seen the SEC dominate for the last 2 decades. So I get it. I get it, right? I'm not hating on the Big Ten. This is just part of it. Crazy.
I mean, if we're so smart, wouldn't all the other sports say, I know what, let's have a committee, because why not?
I love Mike Leach, y'all. I love what he said on the committees for college football.
We're American. We love committees. Let's get us a committee. Well, who should be on the committee? Well, I don't know. This guy's a good guy. Let's have him on the committee. Well, I mean, there's people
We're
on
Americans,
the committee that
and we love committees. If that's not the truth. And then, what do? We're Americans, so we have to elect the most foolish people to be on these committees.
don't even have remote associations with football, nor have they at any level other than being a fan. But you know what? Let's have them on
And
a
this
committee.
goes back to what Tiffany said earlier. Shout out to Tiffany, but Tiffany brought up Diana Rossini. What was Diana Rossini a part of? Diana Rossini, she's a reporter, but she was a part of the vote that went into Coach of the Year. Well, who got Coach of the Year? Mike Vrabel. She never played a snap, stepped on a football field, knows what it's like to be impacted by a defensive player or an offensive lineman. But yes, she gets a vote. I think it's crazy. I think it's crazy work. But going back to what you said, Tiffany, no, I have not seen that yet. But it does not surprise me that Diana had a playlist of, for Mike Vrabel. That is crazy. Not surprising, but it's crazy.
Why not? And then, I mean, it'd be fun. We'd go to that resort. We could talk. We could hang out at dinner. And then we'll decide which 4 teams should go. Because you know why? We don't need to solve this on the field. Because we're the ones that know. And then, so, I mean, if we're going to do it that way, we should just ask them at the beginning of the season. Just go ahead and you guys vote on it, figure out 1, 2, 3, and 4, and why even have the games? To me, I mean, that's not a playoff. There's nothing playoff about it.
Mike Leach was referring to when they were doing the playoff expansion, like, what difference is it going to make having the CFP and having a playoff expansion when they're the ones who select it and they have no background playing football anyhow or being a coach in football? Oh, man. I could really rant all day about it. Okay, I think, was that all that I wanted to cover today? I think that was all I wanted to cover today, but since Tiffany brought up the whole Mike Vrabel. Let's see, let's go back to her comment. I did see some more people reporting on it. Like, I know Speakeasy mentioned her again. I can't remember what they titled the video. Let me go back to it. I just didn't save it because I was like, man, it's getting kind of burnt out. You know what I mean? But if y'all would like me to still cover what's going on, the latest news on Diana Rossini, I can definitely do so. Okay, here's what they titled it. They titled it, Diana Rossini appears to be a crazy person. I definitely might, maybe I should save that for tomorrow if that's something y'all are interested in. Still, I'm just so tired, myself personally, I'm just so tired of seeing it. And it irritates me because she had a vote in Coach of the Year. And I said that I thought the Jaguars head coach or Johnson from the Bears, I thought one of them two should have got Coach of the Year. Oh yeah, Cree, I gotta play your drop. Let me act like I got some sense here. I gotta play your drop and D-Money's drop. Y'all go subscribe to Go Cree. Go Cree, I was talking about you earlier too. Let's see, which one is it?
Do you know the Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man.
Yes, I know the Muffin Man. Who lives on Drury Lane?
Shout out to Go Cree. And shout out to D Money. Like I told you all earlier, make sure you're subscribed to D Money.
Oh, and can you bring my coleslaw on a separate plate? I hate it when it touches my bread.
And for real, D Money, I don't like when my coleslaw, touches my other food, especially bread. So bring it on a separate plate. Bring my coleslaw on a separate plate, please. So he could just skip the season and enter the draft next year. 3 a.m., that's the thing. If you're referring to, what's his name? Sorsby. If you're referring to Sorsby, I don't know that the NFL will draft him with this scandal. I think it impacts if he would even be drafted. That's why I mentioned it would most likely be the UFL. Because we've seen what's his name from, I think, Vanderbilt. I think he was up for a Heisman nominee. Obviously, Mendoza ended up winning, but I think he was a nominee for it. He didn't get drafted. And people have mentioned him either going to the UFL or signing as a free agent or whatever it is. It's going to be interesting though. To see what unfolds with Sorsby. Let me see. Okay, so we covered the opening motivational video, discussed the Eagles updates. Sorry I put that on there twice. We got into how Pickens out Jerry Jones because there were some updates on that. And shout out to the Pat McAfee cast, and I believe it was also Speakeasy cast. They all voted across the board that Pickens is likely gone. And I called it. Y'all, like I said, I've been saying, I'm so glad I'm not a delusional Cowboy fan because my feelings are not hurt by this. I seen this coming a mile away. I knew what it was with the Cowboys. I say this every time. I know what it is with the Cowboys. It's not a surprise that this went down. I even tried to tell everybody. Nobody believed me. Maybe now you'll believe me. Oh, my bad. I just realized I was behind on your comments. Let's see. Oh, yeah. And y'all go subscribe to 3 a.m. Adoptee Voices. They will be live tonight. I can't remember what time you mentioned. Let me see. let me go back up to what you said. And you dropped the link. So 3 a.m. also dropped his link for that as well. Let me bring the chat down some. So 3 a.m. dropped the link. Said he will be live at 9. So that'll be great. Always, always good. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, drop in the links for Go Cree Cree. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, D Money, is that your link? Yeah, D Money's link. From Pooh Man, thank you. Oh, what's up, Beer Man? Let's play your drop. Shout out to Beer Man, y'all. I didn't play the Touchdown Tribe National Anthem. We're gonna do that too. We'll play the Touchdown Tribe National Anthem as well. I love Beer Man's new drop. Okay. My bad. I was putting together my new chair. Y'all bought me. Oh, that's so exciting for you, Cree Cree. Cree Cree, yeah, I was talking about you earlier though, because I was just talking about how annoyed I was because I seen some people like copy like my layout, my hot pink and black layout, and they're not giving me any credit for it. And I was like, it would be different. It would be different if it was a respect thing and you're saying, hey, like our national anthem, right? Our national anthem. I'll play that in a little bit. But, you know, Cree Cree, you said, I got this from Coop. You know, you give Coop credit for that idea. Well, I joined in on it. I was like, you know, I'm going to have a national anthem. I give you and Coop credit. Well, now Beardman has joined in. What does Beardman do? Beardman gives us credit. So it annoys me that, I mean, if you're going to be inspired by my ideas, at least give me credit for my work. I mean, give me something, right? That's the only time I have a problem with it. Like, I don't mind if, you know, you're inspired by my ideas. It's just, you could at least give me credit for it. Give me some referrals, right? Give me some referrals for my ideas. And there was another thing too, is someone else getting back into sports or whatever. It's like, you know, blaming it on copyright is funny to me, right? Because why are you blaming it on copyright when you have copyright issues covering sports? I deal with copyright issues in sports. So it's not like, the copyright thing is just ridiculous to me. That's a ridiculous excuse, saying that you're switching because of copyright. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that one bit. And another problem I had is when I covered Terry and Arnold. So I covered Terry and Arnold a while back, right? And right after I covered Terry and Arnold, this person went right around and covered Terry and Arnold too. Did not mention me whatsoever. And I'm just like, come on, I just covered this. You could at least mention my name. So I'm just annoyed. And this is why the quote of the day right now, I mean, I have my other quotes too, but the quote of the day for me is imitation isn't flattery. It's just annoying me. Shout out to Drake. Man, shout out to Drake. Let's see what you said, Tiffany. The way people steal people's designs throughout the YouTube channel is crazy. Yeah, and I don't consider it stealing, right? I don't consider it stealing whatsoever. If you are giving that person credit. Like I said, I've seen Cree Cree give credit. I've seen Coop give credit and be like, you know, shout out to this person because they covered this. Like, he gives credit to Pink Book Lessons or whoever's covering something before him, and then he'll react to their videos. So I get, you know, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it only if you are giving that person credit. Give credit where credit's due. That's when I have a problem with it. But like I said, I've seen Cree Cree give people credit, and those same people, some of them, even if they're giving credit, they'll still hate, and they'll be like, you stole this, blah blah blah. I ain't one of those people. If you at least give me credit, I respect that. And it also starts a trend, right? So that brings in more business for me. So why would I hate on that? Starting a trend, being inspired by somebody, I have no issue with that. It's just when you're not giving that person credit. That's when I have an issue. Oh, man. Coleslaw is so nasty. Sorry, it is not. CDT Beats, you said shocker. Yeah, CDT Beats, I even said, like, I talked about it earlier, too, CDT Beats. I was like, man, this is why, like, me and CDT Beats discussions have been so, like, impactful to me, because you really can't trust anybody. Not anybody. And I'm really learning that. I'm really learning that lesson now. But y'all know I still do, so maybe this don't apply to me. Cree, no, because I've seen you give people credit, Cree. I don't, and this is what I said, people shouldn't hate on it because it starts a trend. If you're starting a trend and saying, hey, I got this idea from so-and-so, that only brings in more business for you. So why would I hate on somebody being inspired by my ideas and continuing with it? And you've seen it with, like, Coop even. Like, Coop says he has no problem if you cover his stuff, because Coop knows that brings in more business to him when you are referring people back to him. Like the national anthem thing. I say, hey, I got this from Cree, from Coop, and the list goes on. So people will go check out the Do Better podcast with Theo Coop. People will go see Go Cree. I give CDT Beats credit for, these aren't my beats. This is CDT Beats. Y'all go subscribe to CDT Beats. Let me see. Go back up in the chat where I seen CDT Beats. Man, where's it at? I think I skipped over it. Where he said shocker. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, go subscribe to CDT Beats. My beats, they're not mine. They come from CDT Beats. Y'all better go subscribe. I say it all the time. Me and CDT Beats were a package deal. Yeah, at least give that person their credit. Yeah. That's the only time I have an issue with it, is when you're not giving that person credit. But if you're someone who gives that person credit, I don't think you should hate on it. I'm not going to be a hater. If you're at least giving that person credit, that you should be, I think that's when it's flattery, is when that person is giving you credit and they're referring people back to you and starting a trend. I think that's great. That's when it is flattery. But when you're just let me get my words together. But when you're just imitating someone, that's when it isn't flattery. What's up, Clutch Sports? I've been busy ranting. Clutch Sports. Chelsea be trying to make beats on the side. Oh, wait. CDT, Chelsea be trying to make beats on... Wait. What are you saying, B-Money? Are you saying I be trying to make beats on the side? Or are you saying CDT making beats on the side? Wait, I'm confused. What you trying to say here? Oh, okay, I think you are trying to say... Okay, you're talking to CDT. You're saying Chelsea be trying to make beats on the side. I tried that. My ending... So, my outro... And I'm changing my outro, y'all. I'm changing my outro. I tried making a beat. And don't get me wrong. I like it. It's good. But... I want it to be longer. And I cannot do what CDT does. So, I want my outro to be... CDT Beats, and it'll be a longer outro to where I can click on all the chats as we end the live. And she ain't gonna give me no credit, D-Money. You know dang well I give you credit. What you talking about, CDT? You know dang well I give you credit. What you talking about? Oh, no, you know dang well. If you all go to my post, D-Money, why you always picking on me? If you all go to my post today, I showed you all my YouTube history. Like, my post, like, I screenshotted my history because I was like, dang, I really got a problem. Because all I listened to is CDT Beats. I played 2 songs today. Y'all will be surprised. I played 2 songs today that was not CDT Beats. And that was Fair Trade by Drake, and it was Stronger by Kanye. Those were the only 2 songs that I played that was not CDT Beats. The rest, all CDT Beats I played today. It gets me through my day, y'all. It helps me with my anxiety. This is why I tell everybody, go subscribe to CDT Beats. Like, his beats are anxiety reducing. It's helped me with my post-performance depression. Country hip hop beats. Y'all, I ain't even gonna lie. I've been trying to get CDT Beats to make a country beat for me, because I think he would do amazing with that. Take like a Morgan Wallen song and he would make it way better. Like, he would oh, you know what I would like is if CDT Beats would remix a Morgan Wallen and T.I. That'd be so cool. That's what I've been trying to get him to do, though. Especially T.I. I've been trying to get him to do a T.I. one for a while now. Oh, man. What are y'all talking about? Oh, that's funny. Jumped by who? Cree. I'm curious, too. It could not be me, Cree. It could not be me. Not without help. I need backup. It could not be me alone. But yeah, let's play this closing motivational video. And it's the one I played earlier too.
Watch out for frenemies. A frenemy is someone who they smile at you, but secretly they're competing with you. And if you start to kind of pull back the curtain on the psychology of it, they admire qualities in you that they wish they had. And so there's this initial admiration that starts the friendship, but over time they start shifting into envy. And that envy starts to turn into sabotage. They really want to be close to you because they're drawn to what you represent. But the irony is that the closer they get to you, that triggers their insecurity because it's reflecting back what they feel they lack. So they live in this weird contradiction. You know, on the surface they're supporting you, but there's this underlying resentment underneath it all. Can't have a true friendship with someone like
Is that not the truth? That really hits for me today. I played this before, but I'm playing it again because it really hits. I mean, you find out who the real ones are, the real friends are, because not everybody is on your side. Not everybody is there to support you, clap for you, give you credit, especially the ones who are frenemies. They act like they support you, but really they're just jealous and envious, and they secretly hope you fail.
Like that because there's a part of them that's secretly rooting for you to fall.
That's not the truth. That's really what I've been experiencing lately. And I also said this earlier, that I think that was part of my post-performance depression, is the fact that all this has been going on, and it's made me really sad. Because it's people, you know, it's just different BS in the YouTube streets that you don't think would happen to you until it happens, and then you're like, 100% Clutch Sports. I know you a real one. Y'all go subscribe to Clutch Sports Media. Chelsea, you're 2 subs away from already? Y'all been? What? Am I really? Wow. Y'all, I'm almost 2 subs away from hitting my goal. That's crazy. Shout out to the Touchdown Tribe. I cannot believe that. That's awesome. I'm so excited. You know, I should believe it. I should believe it because CDT Beats keep telling me, stop overthinking, get out of your head, and, you know, believe in yourself because you doing things. I need to start having that mindset. I shouldn't be so surprised, but wow, I'm so excited for us. Like I say, every time, we're slowly moving the chains on the YouTube field. We're slowly getting the first downs. So we're almost at 310. Shout out to us. Shout out to us for that. Thank you, Pooh Man, for dropping Clutch Sports Media's link. You'll be at 1,000 before the summer is over. Wow, Cree, that's some big words. I definitely don't want to, man, Cree, you're going to make me get competitive. You're going to make me get competitive. Because now I'm like, yeah, I got to make that happen. So, I definitely can't do it without the Touchdown Tribe. Can't do it without y'all. And the people who've been subbing to me. You know, there was the one day that I felt so defeated. And it was after I had, like, a difficult stream because my internet went out because of storms that have been going on lately. I was just like, dang, what's the point of this? Feeling defeated, and then I seen I had one subscriber. Like I had another subscriber, and I was like, no, it's worth it. Because if someone subscribed to me, even if I was having all these issues, I gotta keep going. But man, that post-performance depression, I'm telling you, it was hitting hard. Yesterday, I had a better day because after I ended my live, went into doing some hobbies like doing word searches, and I listened to CDT Beats. CDT Beats, are you going live today? If not, it's okay. I can just replay your music. But played CDT Beats and just did my word search puzzles. That really helped me. It's the power of the cowboy hat. Yeah, we named the hat Rowdy after the Dallas Cowboys mascot, Rowdy. Oh Lord. Oh yeah, and y'all said let's see, Cree, you said that you and Derek are teaming up. Teaming up to take on D-Money? I don't know what that means, D-Money. Well, it's GG's for you and Derek. What's that mean? I'm trying to think. You're throwing tomatoes, though. But what's the GG's mean? Do I want to know? Do I want to know what the GG's mean? I'm curious. I'm curious what that means. I should have known that, Cree. How am I young and I don't even know what that means? How am I young and there was another thing, another abbreviation that y'all have been saying and I didn't know what it meant. And Couch had to explain it to me. Couch, of all people. I'm like, how am I this young and I don't know these abbreviations? At least I know what LOL is. Good game, good luck. Oh, you only learned that on Sunday. Okay, so I'm not alone. I'm not alone. I was like, what is this GG thing? Why do y'all want to abbreviate everything? I get abbreviating players' names, especially the NBA players, because y'all know I be saying anything and everything when it comes to these NBA players, but I can say Tua Tagovailoa. I'm very proud of being able to say the NFL names. That means I'm putting belt to... Okay. Okay. Belt to peaches. I know what the peaches mean, y'all. You don't have to explain the peaches. I know what the peaches mean. Oh, man. Wait, what'd you say, CDTBs? I'm waiting for your chat to pop up. Something about I'm mad. What's with this? Okay. You called us old people, D-Money? I'm not old. I mean, I'm a little bit old. Everybody says I'm young, but I don't know. I feel kind of old. I'm mad y'all just now learned what GG is. Don't be mad. I can't help it. I can't help it. CDT. I don't know. That's not what I thought it was, though. I thought it was something having to do with the fighting. So I was trying to figure out words with fighting, like KO, like knockout. I was like, is there another fighting, like UFC type of lingo that I don't know about? D-Money couldn't stop me. Oh, now Derek's joined the chat. Derek said, D-Money couldn't stop me if I had 2 good knees. Go Cree Cree. I told you, I've been watching you. Oh, man. What's up, Derek? Shout out to you. That's why my child called me old. I learned all the new slang from her. Yeah, it's crazy because I mean, don't get me wrong, like, I'm still young. Like, I listen to all the same music but how come I've just never been good at abbreviations? I've never been one to abbreviate. I feel like that was something I did back when I had my Razor phone. I would abbreviate a lot, but not so much now. Chelsea with the good posture, because she has a good doctor. What's up? Let's play Derek's drop. Shout out to G Hudson.
Leave Chelsea alone. What's wrong with you, G Hunter? I'm the one who's telling you about your fantasy. Listen. Send me your address so I can send you a rainbow flag. Since you want to look like Alicia Keys. That's okay, man. You can't even grow. You can't even grow enough hair. Okay? I'm not accustomed to a man wanting to look like a woman. And you too dark to look like her. Why don't you? You know what? You look like a good Jennifer Hudson. That's what you would look like.
Gremlin nigga. Gremlin.
Man, you had us laughing so hard over that.
Watch out for frenemies. A frenemy is someone who they smile at you, but secretly they're competing with you. And if you start to kind of pull back the curtain on...
I'm bad not to, like, close out my videos after I'm done watching them. But I forgot to play the national anthem. I went on and on a discussion. Forgot to play the national anthem. So shout out to Coop, the Do Better podcast, and shout out Go Cree Cree, and shout out Beard Man. We all got in on having our national anthems for each of our channels, and we're patriots over here at the Touchdown Tribe. So all rise for the Touchdown Tribe national anthem at the end of the show. I should have played it before, but I forgot.
On the Star-Spangled Banner, Fergie.
That our flag was still there.
So shout out to our national anthem. But that was back in the T9, yeah, T9 texting days. That's right. Jennifer Postman. That's hilarious. You said Jennifer. Jennifer. Oh man. I love brisket. Y'all make me hungry. It's time to eat some dinner now. I gotta redo my G Hudson drop because they flagged me last time I played it. Oh, did they flag you? See, that's why I didn't put the music. Did they flag you for the... I'm guessing it was the music. America, y'all. My bad, y'all. The chat came in slow. Alright. I believe I covered everything that I wanted to talk about. Like I said earlier, we covered the motivational video, Eagles updates, Pickens out Jerry Jones. We had some update on that. And you know what? I'm glad I was not a delusional Cowboy fan. I called that from the start. Y'all called that one from the start. I said, ain't no way. The only way Pickens would agree to sign that tag is if the Joneses agreed to trade him. So, I'm glad I wasn't one of the delusional Cowboy fans who said Pickens is going to start and the Joneses have the advantage. I was like, no, just wait. I'm like Stephen A when it comes to that stuff. I really am. Yeah, but it was like 7 seconds though. Yeah, that's crazy. Let me play my jobs. Let me play my jobs when it comes to this Pickens situation, y'all, because this is how I feel about the Joneses.
You dum-dums. No, your name Dum-Dum. Oh, you in trouble, Dum-Dum. You better run.
Let's see. Here we go.
I don't show it all the time, but deep down inside, like, I slap shit out of all y'all.
Like, I knew it, bro. I've been saying this forever, but I just needed a little clarification.
Y'all, I knew it. I just needed a little clarification. Dallas fans didn't even believe me. Dallas fans didn't even believe me when I said, nah, just wait. This Pickens thing isn't all it's cracked up to be. He still has the advantage either way. And I'm so glad I was right. I knew it. I just needed a little clarification. She honed up for 7 seconds. Man. Yeah, Cree. I mean, I just put like instrumental, I think, Jennifer Hudson music in mine. I haven't had an issue with it, but that's why I was afraid to use the Jennifer Hudson one. It's just crazy that 7 seconds of that is what got you in trouble. That's what's crazy to me. Okay, back to it. You know, we covered the Pickens, how Pickens out Jerry Jones, and Steelers updates with Aaron Rodgers. Oh yeah, what's the poll? I'll end the poll at the end of the live. But so far, y'all think that he's gone, and that's 59%. 41% says that he's running it back. I think he might run it back because the Steelers have offered him more money. They're doing everything they can to try to get a deal with him done. They've already offered the contract. Mike Tomlin went on, I think it was NBC, because he's going to be an analyst there for NBC now. And Mike Tomlin said if you put a GUN to his head, he says Aaron Rodgers returns. So I think he does return. I think that was a very bold statement from Mike Tomlin to say that. And I think it's just Aaron Rodgers being Aaron Rodgers right now. Do I think he'll sit out until week 10? No, they offered him a contract, and this contract basically gives him a deadline. It gives him a deadline. He has to sign that contract. I think it said before the end of next month, or at the start of, I think it was at the end of next month. So he has till the end of next month. They have a deadline on it, and he gets, I believe, $15 million from that contract. So they're going to be paying him more than just the minimum. So they really are putting themselves out there to get Aaron Rodgers back, even offering him more money. And now they have a deadline on it. He has to sign it between that time frame. So I think, he would be back since they put that. Oh, you're talking about Pickens. No. Okay, you're talking about Pickens. No. And I said this earlier whenever I was covering it, that with Pickens, everyone on Pat McAfee across the board said, no, Pickens does not return. And I also played a clip from Speakeasy. All of them said he's getting traded. He's out. I think there's no way Pickens returns. I don't see it happening. I think Pickens outplayed Jerry Jones. He out-Jerried Jones. And I think whenever Stephen Jones came out and said what he said about we're absolutely not offering a deal, he would have to sign the franchise tag, whatever Stephen Jones said, ticked Pickens and his agent off. And they said, all right, if that's how it's going to be, then we're going to play some games. So then they sent that email saying, we're, something looking forward to signing the tag, in talks of signing the tag. So it made the Cowboys believe that Pickens was going to sign this deal. That's why you've seen the news get released and all the confusion that Pickens had signed that tag. But in reality, he most certainly did not sign that tag. And now I think there's no way. With the agent he has, there's just no way. Yeah, and see, this is something that I mentioned, that this is why I said he has the advantage, right? I said, Pickens, there's no way he signs that deal unless the Cowboys agree to trade him. So that's why you're not seeing it. That's why you're not seeing that franchise tag signed. And on top of that, you have the Cowboys bringing in another wide receiver. I mean, there's no way that the Cowboys would bring in another wide receiver unless they know that Pickens is likely out. They're not going to waste money. They already had all the pieces they needed. They, were thinking that Pickens would return, but because of this going on, now they added an addition of a wide receiver. So I don't see it working out. I don't see Pickens returning. I think
if we're so smart, wouldn't all the other sports say, I don't want what? Let's have a committee. Because why not?
I'll replay the clips that I played earlier on the Pickens situation and what everyone had to say.
Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, senior NFL insider for ESPN, Adam Schefter. Pickens didn't sign the franchise? What happened? We all heard that he signed the franchise tag their day of draft. We reported, I think everybody kind of reported it. What happened? This turns out it was a pump fake? It was in invisible ink, maybe? How's this kind of come together here?
We reported he is signing, not that he had signed, and the plan is
come on.
This time, I'm just telling you, so I checked in this morning, and he has not yet signed it, as Todd Archer pointed out.
So
not signed,
that was when the news broke that he had not signed it.
So we've played a couple times now down in Brazil. This game will be electrifying. Dak Prescott, saw him bopping into work. He looked like he was jacked up. He did have a little pep. He looked lighter.
Oh, yeah.
He looked lighter.
Yeah. What's that about?
He looked jacked up about life.
Got to be his best defense.
Yeah, he's going.
Pickens almost signed his tag.
Yeah,
he's jacked up about it.
Will George Pickens be a part of this Week 3 game in Rio de Janeiro? Let's go around the room. This is the question of the day. George Pickens is thinking about doing his franchise tag, even though we were certainly told that he signed his franchise tag, which led us to believe maybe he's going to get traded. Now, if he signs a franchise tag, Dallas Cowboys could do whatever they want.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is something Adam Schefter said. There's no way. And Adam Schefter said this on and on and on. Even whenever he was at the draft day and released the information that Pickens is to sign that tag, he didn't use past tense words. Just keep in mind, he didn't use past tense words that Pickens had signed it. He used, present, future tense words. If Pickens, but he said over and over, if Pickens was to sign it, the only way he would agree to sign it is if Dallas offered to trade him. Just keep that in mind.
For at least a year, maybe another. If he doesn't show up, it doesn't count as a year, so he's got him in the next year. And you can get franchise tag
What's
twice.
up, Momo Rants? Y'all go subscribe to Momo Rants channel. Shout out to you.
Okay, you used to be able to get franchise tagged an unlimited amount of times. Then you can get franchise tagged 3 times. Now you can get franchise tagged twice. George Pickens can choose to use one of the franchise tag years, which the Dallas Cowboys said he was going to play under. But Mulliget's is his agent. That just doesn't feel like it's a real thing. D-Butch, is George Pickens playing in Rio de Janeiro week 3 with the Dallas Cowboys against the Ravens?
It's hard to guess what Jerry Jones is ever going to do. That year last year was unbelievable. He got one of the highest paid wide receivers already, the highest paid quarterback in the league, APY. I'm going to say no. He will not be a Cowboy.
No, he's not going to be a Cowboy. This is why I say Pickens has the advantage, y'all. There's no way he signs that unless they offer to trade him.
Oh, George Pickens would not be a Dallas Cowboy. He's not on the graphic.
And that's another thing that McAfee pointed out. In that graphic for the Ravens in the Cowboys game, Pickens isn't on it. And they also brought in another wide receiver. I think they know Pickens is out the door. The only way he's agreeing to it is if they trade him.
He is not on the graphic for Rio de Janeiro. Let's go to one half of the Hammer Down Cowboys AP Tone. You have an AP vote for all the awards in the NFL. We need to start looking into those about the biases that are potentially happening within those votes for sure. I'm not saying for you, Tone. Maybe, though. Actually, what do we know? We don't really know anymore. Do you think George Pickens will be playing for the Cowboys in Brazil?
Butsy said it's hard to know what Jerry's going to do. It's also hard to know what George is going to do. So, no, I don't think
Another no.
Okay.
Another no. And I've been saying it. This is why I said Pickens has the advantage. No way he signs that unless they trade him.
That's 2 no's. Let's go to the toxic table at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt. Ty, you first. Do you think George Pickens will be playing the Ravens in Brazil?
April 28th right now, that is an awful lot of time for George Pickens to raise hell, raise a ruckus,
And he's
do
been
whatever
raising HEL double hockey sticks. That's what I've been saying. He been doing that. Whenever he said, yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna sign that tag. And then he was like, never mind. Yeah.
gonna do? No, I do not think he's gonna be a Dallas Cowboy.
Okay, like Michael Parsons, you think he's going to be on his way out? You obviously reap the benefit.
Definitely on his way out. And if you just go back to who he has as an agent, they ticked off not only his agent, who was a part of the Michael Parsons trade, but now, like, you're dealing with George Pickens. Yeah. And this is a point Speakeasy made, and I'll play that clip too, but Acho made a point that never has that agent had a player sign a franchise tag deal.
To that in the Green Bay Packers organization, traded a couple picks for it, but I think you would say job well done to
policy,
Gutekunst and policy.
Yeah, and policy. Ed's policy.
Ed's policy up there. Carmon's boy,
That's
obviously.
right, yeah.
Boston Connor, do you think George Pickens is with the Dallas Cowboys?
I think so. Yeah, just because the flash, the flair, everything that Jerry loves.
Oh wait, so he said I thought it was nose across the board, but he said he did. Well, maybe he says something funny in a little bit. Hold on.
It is April 28th, and we've heard Jerry say it like, hey, I'll stir some shit up just so people are talking about the Cowboys. Shit, I don't care. And Pickens in tandem in the entire league.
I ain't buying that. I agree with the experienced players that you have in Pat McAfee, Darius Butler, and then who else said no? All the others said no except for him. And plus the Speakeasy cast, they all said no. So I ain't buying that. I just ain't buying that.
Last week, the Cowboys received verbal commitment via email from George Pickens' agents that the star receiver is signing his franchise tag. He is yet to sign the tender, as Todd Archer has reported. Dallas still has no plans to trade him. Now, that email there that they received that said he's going to sign his franchise tag is what sent every insider into a frenzy saying, George Pickens signed the franchise tag. It's just kind of how it was being reported day of the draft,
And I
which
think
led
that
us to think he's
agent
going to
and Pickens did that on purpose to tick off the Joneses after the Joneses said what they said.
get traded. AJ Hawk, you're the final one to give your official. Go ahead.
Is an email verbal?
There's a
probably
voice,
audio,
voice
yeah,
memo
Okay,
in it.
okay.
Yep.
Just want to go.
He signing it.
Yeah, I am.
You think
Send
that's
it.
the email?
Yeah, that's it.
Is there a subject or no subject?
Ooh.
Or you think it says GP?
GP. GPFT.
GPFT? Question mark?
Yeah, subject. From that agency, it's a subject on there.
I think there has to be urgent.
Definitely.
Yeah, we them boys. Maybe.
Urgent, we them boy.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's a subject like.
that could be. It's pretty catchy.
Yeah, immediately you're
I
like,
just want
oh,
to get
shit.
to what AJ
Let's-
said, because AJ's the one that I value the most. AJ Hawk's opinion.
AJ, what are your thoughts on George? What are your thoughts on them boys, the Cowboys, and George Pickens' relationship with them?
I do not believe he will be there week 3 in Brazil. I think he eventually signs his franchise tag and gets traded.
What if he
So
gets
he
traded?
said, I think Pickens eventually signs the tag, but it's like I've been saying, the only way he signs that tag is if it's for a trade. And AJ Hawk himself said, I think he eventually signs the tag in order to be traded. This is why you've seen the Cowboys bring on a wide receiver. Because no way the Cowboys bring on a wide receiver unless they know Pickens is out the door. Because what's the point? What's the point of having another wide receiver if you got Pickens? And this is a wide receiver that is looking to start. This isn't a wide receiver that's looking to sit on the bench. He's coming from, I believe, the Seahawks. I think he was with the Steelers too at one point. So
The Ravens.
Okay, that's a possibility.
Then he is.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You're right.
Yeah, I guess there's only
And then the
30
Ravens
teams.
back out.
So they
'cause
brought
that's
up
what
the Ravens, a possibility for Pickens to go to the Ravens. I said this earlier. I'm not mad at that. I would not be mad whatsoever if Pickens goes to the Ravens. I think the Joneses should get what they deserve with how they do business. It's about time. And I'm glad that that agent of Micah Parsons and Pickens is blowing it up. The Joneses should hate to see him coming. Because he ain't with it. He ain't with the BS.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's also a chance he's on the Cowboys and he's just jacking around and misses the flight down there to play the game.
Like in Vegas.
He's on team.
So they're cracking jokes
Could have.
about when I think CeeDee Lamb and Pickens missed a flight, and that's why they had to sit out a part of the game, or they were partying or something like that happened. So he's cracking jokes about that. But the majority of them all have said Pickens, there's no way he returns. I think only one of them said that he would come back, but I think he was just doing that to be different. Now, here's the next one of what Speakeasy had to say on it.
My Dallas Cowboys, though, however, heartbreaking news out of Dallas today. Last week, the Cowboys received a verbal commitment via email from George Pickens' agent that the star receiver is signing the franchise tag, and he is yet to sign the tender as of today, Monday, the 26th of April. Dallas still has no plans to trade him, is what it said. Football Forever says Cowboys Cowboys wide receiver George Pickens did not report to the start of voluntary OTAs and is yet to sign his $27.3 million franchise tender. And I quote, Adam Schefter put this out saying, look, he wants a long-term contract or he would like a trade. Very predictable whenever it comes to the David Mulgeta type of guys.
And I've been saying this. I called this, y'all. I've been saying it. This is why I said Pickens has the advantage. Nobody, I don't know why it's not clocking to people. I don't know why people can't comprehend it. But this agent ain't nothing to play with. He ain't signing that until you give him the trade. This is why the Cowboys have now signed a wide receiver They brought in a wide receiver, right? The only way they are doing that is if they expect that wide receiver to start. Because that wide receiver wouldn't sign a deal either if he wasn't going to get playing time. And if you already had Pickens, if they thought they had Pickens, they wouldn't have done it. They wouldn't have brought in another wide receiver. So I think it's likely that, just like the whole A.J. Brown situation, I think it's likely Pickens is going to be traded.
Dak Prescott did, however, report to voluntary OTAs. Look at my guy right there, man. Future Super Bowl winning quarterback. And Tom Pelissero put this out. Marquez Valdez-Scantling is now the newest Dallas Cowboys wide receiver after signing a 1-year deal. Fellas, a lot of news here for the Dallas Cowboys. What do you guys think George Pickens should do?
Get on out of Dallas. For several reasons. Number one, for the Cowboys' sake, George Pickens needs to move on from Dallas because can the Cowboys go through an offseason
Get him out
without
of Dallas. That's the best thing to do at this point.
distractions, please? Last year, Michael Parsons. Year before, CeeDee Lamb. Year before, Dak Prescott. Years before, Ezekiel Elliott. Can the Cowboys just have one offseason where everybody is all in? There are no contractual distractions. There's no contractual tension. There's no locker room distractions. And can they just focus on ball? The Cowboys...
But let's not act like the Cowboys are the only one who's dealt with these issues. There's plenty of teams that have dealt with these contract issues. But I will say this, that it's not a surprise. It's not a surprise to me that this is going on. And I think Pickens and Michael Parsons' agent is finally giving the Joneses what they deserve.
Just brought in probably one of their best rookie classes since that 2016 draft class, Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott. I do not want this draft class and this offseason to be hindered nor to be hampered by all of the chaos that is going to happen with this George Pickens contract. That's the first thing. Then if you GP, you balled. 1,400 yards last year. You want to go get paid, and you do not want to have to beg for your bread. And you sure as hell do not want to have to be franchise tagged, in which case, if you get hurt, you end up losing out on $150 million for the sake of $28 million. So for me, I think it's best if the Cowboys go ahead and part ways. Dak Prescott looks like he's in great shape. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, that's an interesting addition. But the draft class is so good and so strong, T. Let players that aren't going to be honored by being there, let them move on.
I think that's what they're going to do at this point, right? What'd you say? Good call. Y'all heard it here first. Stay tuned.
When George Pickens was a breath of fresh air for the Cowboys.
What do you mean by that, man? I'm confused. Good call. Y'all heard it here first. Stay tuned.
Quarterback in an offense that highlighted his skill set, and he showed what he can do. If you're not going to pay the man, just trade him. And now people say, oh, only a second-round pick for a guy that did what he did. You got to understand, when I give up this second-round pick, you understand the type of contract I have to pay this young man? And so, Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones.
I mean, to be fair, Postman, this isn't just my prediction, right? This is what the majority of the Pat McAfee cast, and this is what they're saying as well, that a trade. And no, it's not even, Postman, it's not even just me. Adam Schefter just reported on it that Pickens and his agent themselves just said that it's a deal or it's, a trade. No in-betweens. So either you're going to give him the deal, which the Cowboys have made it clear that they're not doing that, or it's a trade. The only way he signs the franchise tag is if you agree to trade him. Plus, you brought in a wide receiver. That's the other thing. That's the other element. You bring in a wide receiver. Why would you bring in a wide receiver if you didn't think Pickens was out the door? That's the only way they would bring in another wide receiver. I mean,
whose idea was that? Hey, we're not going to sign George Pickens to a contract extension.
You don't care about the agent and Pickens themselves saying this? That's what they want. That's not a prediction by Scheffner. Yeah, that's what I said. It's what the agent and Pickens have stated. And even they said it at the beginning of the video. I don't know if you caught it. But they even showed where Pickens and the agent said that, you know, they're not, it's either a deal with the money or a trade. That's the only way. So, I mean,
He's going to have to sign this franchise tag or else. Whose idea was that?
that's my point. That's my whole point. The Joneses are dumb, y'all. Dumb for this. Let's go back to my drops.
You dum-dums.
No, your name Dum Dum. Oh, you in trouble, Dum Dum. You better run.
My Dallas Cowboys, though, however, heartbreaking.
So dumb for that. So dumb for saying, sign this franchise tag or else. The Joneses seriously think they can continue doing business like that. You're not going to be able to get away with that. And that agent, like I said, that agent is blowing it up because he did it with Micah Parsons and now he's doing it with Pickens. You're going to learn your lesson. You're going to learn your lesson that you cannot continue to get away with that. And I'm here for it. That's why everybody's saying, you know, now that Pickens and the agent came out and said it's a deal or it's a trade. There's no in between. That's why everybody's saying now Pickens is out. Pickens is headed out the door. You brought in a wide receiver. The Cowboys have now brought in a wide receiver. They're not doing that unless they know Pickens is out. They would have no point. They would have no point to bring in a wide receiver unless they knew Pickens was out the door. But let me go back to this because I wanted to show that one part.
News out of Dallas today. Franchise tag. Dallas still has no plans to trade him as well. Did not report to the start of voluntary OTAs and is yet to sign his $27.3 million franchise tender. And I quote, Adam Schefter put this out saying, look, he wants a long-term contract or he would like a trade. Very predictable whenever it comes to...
So they put it out. They put the report out, and this is coming from the agent and Pickens. Wants the contract or it's a trade. This is from the sources themselves. This is why Pickens didn't sign that franchise tag. Because likely, and this is what I said would happen, the only way Pickens would agree to that is if Dallas said they would trade him. So, since that didn't happen, he was like, never mind. And that's why now Dallas has had to go get a wide receiver.
The David Morgetta type of guys. Dak Prescott did, however, report to voluntary OTAs. Look at my guy right there, man. Future Super Bowl winning quarterback.
I can't believe Care Bear said that. I wouldn't have said that, Care Bear. I think it was sweet. I think it was sweet of Care Bear to say that. I don't think that's happening.
Tom Pelissero put this out. Marquez Valdez-Scantling is now the newest Dallas Cowboys wide receiver after signing a one-year deal.
So brought in a new wide receiver. And you're having everybody say that Pickens is out. And this is coming from credible people, too. It'd be different if I didn't hear this from credible people, right? Like, people who have experience playing the game, such as AJ Hawk and Pat McAfee and Darius Butler. When you have these experienced ones in the business, knowing how these deals work, them saying that a trade is likely to happen, that Pickens is out, I believe it. I believe it. It's just difficult, especially since they brought in a wide receiver, for me to think that Pickens isn't out the door. But that's just me. And hey, I ended up being right. I ended up being right about this franchise tag. That's all I'm going to say. I ended up being right about that franchise tag. I said, ain't no way. Ain't no way he's signing that unless it's a trade. MVS is a wide receiver 4, though. Yeah, but it don't matter. I mean, you got to think, who else could they have gotten? Who else could they have gotten? I mean, the Cowboys are desperate. The Cowboys are desperate right now. That's what I think. The Cowboys are desperate. They know Pickens. I mean, Pickens himself said it's a deal or a trade. So, I mean, and I don't think that wide receiver, I don't think he would have signed that deal if he knew he wasn't going to get a starting position. I think he's coming from the Seahawks, and, he was at the Steelers. I don't think he signs that unless he knows that. Let me look. Let me be sure. Oh, and he's a 2-time Super Bowl winning. So he was drafted by the Packers. I want to see the team list that he's been on. So he was with the Packers, been with the Chiefs, been with Buffalo, been with Saints, been with Seahawks, been with 49ers, Steelers. So he was with the Steelers. I was right about that. He was with the Steelers. And now with the Cowboys. Ain't no way. Ain't no way you bring in a wide receiver. They would have no point to bring in a wide receiver unless they knew Pickens was out. He definitely would. What do you mean he definitely would? Because he's not good. He's old. I mean, I'm not saying he would, I'm not saying he's not a wide receiver 4. I'm not disagreeing with you there. I'm just saying that the only way the Cowboys bring in a wide receiver is if they know Pickens is out the door. I mean, they had no point. They had no point whatsoever to bring in a wide receiver because you already had Fournette, you had Turpin. Who else? There's another one I'm missing. There's another one that I'm missing. But you already had all these wide receivers. What was the point? What would be the point to sign on another wide receiver if it wasn't Pickens is likely out the door? And I mean, you got everybody with experience in the business saying it, and you have Pickens and his agent themselves. It's different when it's coming from the source, right? When it's coming from the source, it's different for me. You have Pickens himself saying it's a deal or it's a trade. He'll take whatever deal. That's all. I'm not disagreeing with you. Okay. Okay. I mean, it's difficult. I feel like a lot of people are confused by it. They don't have an understanding of everything going on with the contract situation and what Pickens and his agent have said themselves. Because when it's coming from the own source, the source's mouth, it's different. And I think what really hit for me is when AJ Hawk said that he thinks Pickens signs, and this is what I've been saying. This is what I've been saying too. But AJ Hawk himself said, I think Pickens signs the franchise tag and gets traded. That's the only way. The only way he signs that franchise tag is for the trade. That's what AJ Hawk said. And AJ Hawk, someone with experience like he's had and knows how these contracts work, I really do believe it. This was only about MVS, nothing to do with Pickens. Okay, yeah, and I wasn't okay, yeah, well, I didn't know we were having a separate conversation there, but that's why I said too that I wasn't disagreeing with you, Postman, when you said that he's a wide receiver 4, because I said, yeah, he very well could be, but the only way that they signed him is they know that Pickens is out the door, because they had no reason to sign a wide receiver unless it was for the reason Pickens is out the door. But yeah, okay, so I went back over that. And let's see, go back to my main screen. I think we're going to clock out of here. I was about to end the show, y'all. I was about to end the show, but I guess Postman hadn't seen what I had said earlier, so I wanted to go back over it. But went over the motivational video for the opening. We got into the Eagles updates and Pickens, how Pickens out Jerry Jones. Shout out to Pickens and his brilliant agent. I'm here for it, y'all. I'm here for it. And McAfee, the McAfee cast threw out the Ravens as a possible landing spot for Pickens for this trade, and I'm here for it. I said the Cowboys are going to get what they deserve. They should get what they deserve on this. With how they've done business in the past, they deserve this, and I'm loving it. I ain't even going to lie to y'all. I'm loving seeing what's happening. I know I'm a Dallas fan, and I should be upset, but I'm not, because I think they deserve it. I think they deserve it. I just do. Let's see, what else did I go over? I went into the Steelers updates with Aaron Rodgers. The majority, I believe, said that they think that Aaron Rodgers is out, and 39% said that he would run it back. I got into the college gambling scandal going on, and I already played the closing motivational video, so I'm not going to play it again, but that's going to be it for this live, y'all. I'm going to clock out of here, go get me some food. It's late, but I'll catch you in the next One Touchdown Tribe. Bye, guys.
I know that last night we let the liquor talk, but baby, something's telling me this ain't over yet. I know that last night we let the liquor talk, but baby, something's telling me this ain't over yet. I know that last night we let the liquor talk, but baby, something's telling me this ain't over yet. I know that last night we let the liquor talk, but baby, something's telling me this ain't over yet. I know that last night we let the liquor talk, but baby, something's telling me this ain't over yet. I know that last night we let the liquor talk, but baby, something's telling me this ain't over yet. I know that last night we let the liquor talk, but baby, something's telling me this ain't over yet. I know that last night we let the